Hey everyone, Firescale Audiobooks here. If there's a novel you'd love to hear more of, you can support us on Patreon or Ko-fi. Depending on your tier, I'll make extra parts just for the stories you're most excited about. Usually I can only upload 4 to 5 parts of each novel, but with your support, we can go beyond that. And of course, don't forget to hit subscribe. It helps more than you know.
Wait, this is Konoha, Chiba Tetsuya, is this my name? In the Konoha refugee concentration camp, Tetsuya, who was lying on the hospital bed, struggled to sit up and felt the pain coming from his body, which made him know that he was still alive. But now his mind is particularly confused. He is not Chiba Tetsuya himself, and his original name has been forgotten. He only remembered that when he was playing the Hokage mobile game, Super Shadow Crossing Tribulation, because he was turned upside down by the opponent's vegetable, he slapped the computer case and then the case exploded. When I woke up again, I was here, and the unlucky guy Chiba Tetsuya died just now. The current time is the period when Uchiha Madara manipulated Nine Tails to attack Konoha. Looking at the Konoha residents gathered in the tent, this further confirmed the memory in his mind. But it seems that the attack is over and Konoha is now being rebuilt. Siha, how did you travel to this period? Taking a breath of cold air, feeling the pain in his body, Ji also felt a little uncomfortable. When other people travel through time, they either become the Crown Prince Naruto, or they become the Forced King Sasuke, or they become a Senju descendant and Uchiha or something like that. And he actually traveled through time and became an ordinary resident of Konoha, not even a ninja. Damn it, now that he has traveled through time, he also wants to live a life of hugging each other, and also wants to experience the taste of Tsunade's facial cleanser and Hinata's Hanabi sister's rice bowl. Now, let alone sister's rice bowl, Tsunade seems to be still a flat girl. I don't accept it. For God's sake, we are all time travelers, you have to give me a cheat. Is the system here? Come out and give me a message. Ding, congratulations on successful host traversal, and the system has been successfully bound. A system elf in the shape of Erha appeared in front of Tetsuya. Nice, I know that the system is standard for time travelers. Tongzi, please tell me, what abilities do you have? The main focus of this system is to be simple and unpretentious. You can become stronger by spending money and you can draw cards by charging money. The rewards in the card pool come from the entire ninja world. I also have things that the ninja world has, and I also have things that the ninja world doesn't have. Awesome. Are there any novice rewards? F***KU, this system never does loss-making business and rewards newbies. Why don't you let me give you the peak combat power in the ninja world? Erha System used his dog's paw to pick his nostrils in a very humane manner. There is no novice gift package, but I have a first load reward here. Do you want to try it? Try it by charging 6 yuan first. 6 yuan for the first charge. Tetsuya's eyelids twitched. Damn it, don't tell me that this dog system of yours is produced by Tencent. Hey young man, don't talk nonsense. Let me correct you, this system is second guessing. A dog is a dog and Erha is Erha. Isn't Erha just a dog? Also, you actually didn't refute that you are produced by Tencent. You are really produced by Tencent. Don't tell me you are actually the Hokage ninja mobile game. Your system is too cheating. At this moment, Jay felt as if there were 100,000 grass and mud horses running wildly in his heart. However, if you cheat, just cheat. It's better than nothing. As the saying goes, poor people rely on mutation and rich people rely on technology. Time travelers like him who have no money and power can only rely on the system. He took out a piece of change and some coins from his pocket, exactly 6 yuan 6 taels. System recharge. Ding, congratulations to host for its first successful launch. The Erha system in front of him immediately changed his face and became a flattering one. This guy is so jealous when it comes to money. Could this be the legendary Krypton Gold Dog? Congratulations to host for winning the first charge reward, Introduction to Chakra Refining and Basic 3-Body Art Training Method. At the same time, a panel unfolded in front of Tetsuya. Name: Chiba Tetsuya. Age 16. Identity: Konoha civilian. Skill: Chakra Practice. Chakra 0. Possessed items: how to practice avatars, how to practice clones, how to practice transfiguration. Points: 120. Tetsuya couldn't help but feel worried when he looked at his own screen. He was really weak. The first stroke reward is actually so poor. Except for chakra refining, which is directly learned through enlightenment, the other 3 body techniques have to be learned by yourself. Guzi, tell me the truth, did you get a kickback? Why are the rewards so small? What are you talking about? You have only recharged 6 yuan, how much more do you want? Come on, almost, these are all given to you for free, and you can also draw cards with your coupons. Then I want to draw a card. Sorry, I don't have enough coupons, you can't even draw the most basic prize pool. Jaya almost couldn't catch his breath and was so angry that he died. Good guy, is this a plug-in of my own or just to make me angry? How much does it cost you to smoke around? See for yourself. The interface in front of him flashed and 3 prize pools appeared in front of him. The first one is a 168-point coupon, the second one is a 1680-point coupon, and the third one is a 16,800-point coupon. You are cheating on me, aren't you? The market conditions are like this now. Okay, Lord Gu, I'm going to take a rest. Call me when you have money, don't contact me normally. System Erha. Krypton Gold Dog. Ji also called out twice from the bottom of his heart, but the other party ignored him. Suddenly, Tetsuya's head turned black. I still have money. Oh, you didn't tell me earlier if you had money, master. How much do you want to top up this time? Haha face. Jaya couldn't help but rolled his eyes. Looking at Erha with a flattering look on his face, Jaya took out a few more coins from his pocket. No, there are still 5 yuan here I want to top up. Tusk, that's it. What, $5 is not money? Okay, recharge successful. The coins in his hand disappeared and his coupon balance also became 170. Okay, that's enough for one draw. System, I want to draw a card. As soon as he finished speaking, the balance in front of him instantly changed to 2. A huge turntable appeared and started spinning. Ding, congratulations to host for obtaining the complete production process of Ikaraku ramen. What a ripoff, what do I want with this thing? Why is there such a thing in the prize pool? Shouldn't it be ninjutsu, a blade, or something like the blood successor limit? Are you kidding me? Oh, you can't say that, host, I've said it from the beginning. I have everything that the ninja world has and I also have what the ninja world doesn't have. Why could it be said that this Raku ramen is not something from the ninja world? He really couldn't refute this. After all, Ikaraku ramen was indeed something from the ninja world and its presence was quite strong. And host, listen to me, Konoha is full of waste now, wouldn't it be just right for you to open a ramen shop? With your ramen skills, you will definitely make a profit. Tetsuya thought about the popularity of Ikaraku ramen in the original work, and it seemed that this was indeed the case. If you open a ramen restaurant by yourself, you won't make a lot of money by then. When you make money, won't you be able to draw the lottery again? Whether it's 168, 1680, or 16,800, you can draw whatever you want. Just thinking about it made Tetsuya excited. Okay, then let's open a ramen restaurant. Tetsuya sorted out the memories in his mind. Senju Hashirama had abdicated before and the current Hokage is 2nd generation Metaburama. Not long ago, Uchiha Madara suddenly appeared and attacked the village, and then the Battle of the Valley of the End broke out. Senju Hashirama defeated Uchiha Madara and successfully brought back 9 tails. And his wife, Uzumaki Maido or Senju Maido, also became the first 9 tails Jinchuriki of Konoha. At the same time, the ninja world also began to be turbulent, and the smell of gunpowder began to fill the air. But all this has nothing to do with Tetsuya. After all, he is not a ninja. Even if a war does break out, it will be a battlefield for ninjas and has nothing to do with him as a civilian. Is this my original home? Tetsuya rubbed his face in a somewhat dilapidated house on the streets of Konoha. Good guy, it's really shabby. There was no way when Uchiha Madara brought 9 tails to attack Konoha, there was too much movement and they were completely rushing to destroy Konoha. Although his house was some distance away from the battlefield, it was too noisy for ninjas of Uchiha Madara and Senju Hashirama's level to fight. The whole street was affected, but after all, it was Senju Hashirama. This guy was really kind and asked his ninjas to investigate the damage in various parts of Konoha and formulate a compensation plan. In his words, the villagers of Konoha came here following him. And now everyone is suffering because of himself and Ben. Although he is no longer a Hokage, he must make compensation for this. Are you Tetsuya Chiba? A voice sounded, and Tetsuya turned around and saw a white-haired ninja wearing a Konoha forehead protector leading a team to the door. Ji didn't close the door. The other person stood at the door and saw him sitting in the room in a daze. Hello, Ninja-sama, it's me. Looking at this white-haired ninja, Tetsuya's first reaction was that this guy was Hokage Sakumo. Even if not, he should be a ninja from the Hokage family. Take this, it is the compensation promised by Lord First Hokage. Although it is not much, it is enough for you to rebuild your house and live a good life. Tetsuya took the thick wad of banknotes. Thank you very much. You don't need to thank me. If you want to thank me, just thank Mr. First Hokage. Yes, thank you very much, Hokage-sama. Tetsuya thanked him again. He did so from the bottom of his heart. I took a quick look just now and saw that it was at least 5,000 taels of notes. Don't look at it as a lot of money, but it's still the early days of Konoha and prices haven't risen yet. You know, at the time of Naruto and the others, the price of a bowl of ramen was around 60 or 70 taels, while for Naruto and the others, a D-level character only cost 5,000 to 50,000 taels, and they had to be led by the village and the team. The teacher takes a cut. Today's prices, in his original memory, the price of a bowl of noodles only fluctuated around 30 taels, which was double the difference. Therefore, in his opinion, these 5,000 taels are indeed quite valuable. After all, although this house is a bit dilapidated, it is not uninhabitable. It won't cost much to clean and repair it and replace some furniture. The remaining money can be used as startup capital for opening a store. Although he can also recharge the 50,000 yuan directly and exchange it for 50,000 points. In this way, even the most expensive 16,800 prize pool can be drawn twice. If these 2 rounds continue, he should be able to draw some awesome prizes, something forceful. However, he didn't intend to do this. What can you do even if you have the power? Go and grab money, or do you stick your head in your waistband like those ninjas and take on tasks? He doesn't like this kind of life. Compared with the days of licking blood from the edge of a knife, wouldn't it be nice to do some small business? Besides, he didn't think that he would be invincible if he drew 2 rounds of the highest level prize pool. The combat power of this ninja world is outrageous, with all kinds of Gundams, all kinds of meteorites, as well as the living dead and aliens. Even if you are immortal, there are many ways to trick you. If you can't die, just seal it. Moreover, there is also the old coin Black Zetsu and the not dead sage of 6 paths. If I dare to show off outside today, I may not even know how I will die later. Let's just open a store honestly. I have the technology and the startup capital. I will definitely be able to build a business empire of my own in the future. Jay started to make plans to open a store with confidence. He first came to the business district, bought a store that had been affected by the fighting, and renovated it. In fact, I just repaired the leaked areas and added tables, chairs, benches, dishes, and chopsticks. The next step was to purchase ingredients and start trying to make ramen. In the kitchen, Ji also started kneading dough. Although he had never cooked before traveling through time, it did not prevent him from mastering the full set of Ikaraku ramen techniques. Knead noodles, pull noodles, cut vegetables, make soup, and cook noodles. After a small set of operations, he ran smoothly as if he was born to do this. Phew tilde. It's done. Wiping the sweat from my forehead and looking at the hot noodles in the pot, I felt a sense of accomplishment. It smells pretty good, give it a try. Naturally, I let myself try this first bowl of noodles. Yeah, sure. The soup is delicious and has an endless aftertaste. The noodles are soft but tough and they are full of the flavor of the soup. It's really great. Jaya himself couldn't help but give himself a thumbs up. This taste is really awesome. Very good, then let's open the shop. A wonderful life is waiting for me. The next afternoon, the Chiba Ramen Shop signboard was put up. In order to attract customers, he directly put up posters for the opening of a new store. New customers would receive a 20% discount on their first purchase, and the second purchase for 2 people together would be half price. Nothing else. Although Jay had never done business in his previous life, he had seen a lot of tricks. Many people saw this newly opened ramen shop and its efforts, so they came together with their relatives and friends. After all, if 2 people go together, the second portion is half price. Who wouldn't want to take advantage of it? Business was booming on the first day it opened. After all, the taste of Ikaraku ramen is not something you can just blow off. Looking at the shop full of customers, Jay's hands almost made sparks when kneading the dough. Who tilde? Good luck with the opening, great harvest, great harvest. At night, sitting on the bed, Jay counted his income with his swollen hands. In just one day, he sold more than 100 servings of ramen and earned more than 3,000. It can really be said to be a great harvest. After all, I only spent more than 1,000 yuan on this store, which cost almost 2,000 taels, including other consumption and funds for purchasing ingredients. In almost one day, I made back the money I had consumed, and it will be pure income starting from tomorrow. Shah. When the excitement passed, Jay also took a breath of cold air when he felt his sore and swollen hands. Darling, making ramen is really hard work. If the business were better, I wouldn't be able to keep busy. Will we still have to recruit people by then? Suddenly Tetsuya had a flash of inspiration. By the way, you can use the clone. Although the clone will break when touched, I won't go to the battlefield. Wouldn't it be just right to let the clone knead the dough? Thinking of this, Jaya felt that he was simply a genius. Who else could he recruit? He could just do it himself. But the premise of all this is to refine chakra yourself and learn the art of clone. But what's so hard about it? Nothing is difficult in the world, only those who are willing can do it. Done. He simply didn't sleep at night, and Ji, who was sitting on the bed, began to refine chakra. Boss, let's order the tonkatsu ramen. Here we come, guest, please wait a moment, the tonkatsu ramen will be ready soon. Chiba Ramen's business is as good as ever. A week has passed and business is gradually getting back on track. What surprised him a little was that his body's cultivation talent was not bad, or maybe his understanding ability was good. It didn't take long to extract chakra. I learned the clone technique. After extracting chakra, my physical strength also improved a lot. Of course, it may be because I am used to working, so it is much easier than when I first opened the store. He originally wanted to use the clone to make ramen, but the clone created by the clone technique was just a phantom and could not work, so he could only do it by himself. The tonkatsu ramen is ready, please use it slowly. Ji also rubbed his hands. During this period, he had saved a lot of money. For the first 3 days, his daily income was 3,000. On the 4th day, his income had stabilized at 2,000. After taking into account daily consumption, he had saved 17,000, more than 1,000, just enough to draw 10 consecutive draws with the highest prize pool. He planned to fire 10 shots in a row when he went back tonight. He didn't know what good things he could draw out. As the business boomed, the reputation of Chiba Ramen became more and more famous, and many ninjas began to come to the ramen shop to eat. Boss, please have 2 servings of assorted ramen. Okay, it's you, Mr. Ninja. Jay looked up and saw a familiar figure. It was the ninja from the Hokage family who had gone to give him the money. The ninja from the Hokage family looked at Tetsuya and nodded with a smile. You are Chiba Tetsuya, right? I remember you. I sent you a subsidy before. I didn't expect that in just a few days you would open such a popular store. Haha, there, it's all thanks to Mr. Hokage. If it weren't for that subsidy, I wouldn't have the money to open a store. Who is this? Tetsuya noticed a little kid who was also wearing a ninja forehead protector. Oh, this is my younger brother, Hokage Sakumo. Hokage Sakumo. Tetsuya was a little surprised when he looked at this child with a confused look on his face. Good guy, he has met an acquaintance, the future Kakashi's father. Isn't it said that Kakashi's father, Konoha's White Fang Hokage Sakumo, is a very gentle person? Why is he now the same as Kakashi in the anime when he was a child? What's wrong? Is there any problem? No, I just think the name Hokage Sakumo is good. He will definitely become a famous figure in the ninja world in the future. The Hokage ninja smiled. Sakumo, did you hear that? You must not let down Boss Chiba's expectations. I got it, brother. Mr. Ninja, please sit down for a while. The ramen will be ready soon. Boss Chiba, just call me Sakuya. You don't have to always call me Ninja-sama, Ninja-sama. Okay, Mr. Sakuya, please sit down first. Jay asked the 2 of them to sit down and then ran to the kitchen. Soon 2 portions of steaming hot ramen were served. You 2, you want assorted ramen? Hokage Sakuya looked at Chiba and asked suddenly, Boss Chiba, I see you have changed a lot these days. Have you refined chakra? Tetsuya touched his head and replied with a smile. Yes, a little bit of family skills, isn't this how you can refine chakra? As he said that, he sat down and chatted with Sakuya. Our Chiba family used to follow Lord Hokage when Konoha was establishing the village. There were also ninjas in our family at that time, but unfortunately my father later died fighting for Konoha, and my mother followed my father not long after, leaving only me. With that said, Jaya spread his hands helplessly. As for me, I don't have much talent. I have already reached this age to refine chakra, let alone practice ninjutsu. What he said is all true. The original Chiba family was really a follower of Senju Hashirama when Konoha was founded. It's just an ordinary type among the many followers. If you want to investigate this kind of thing, you can easily find it. Sakuya also nodded. He visually estimated that Tetsuya was already over 10 years old and the chakra fluctuations on his body were not strong. He was indeed at the level of a beginner. He was only at this level when he was more than 10 years old, and he really didn't have the talent to become a ninja. After all, Konoha's ninjas are now able to go to the battlefield and perform tasks before they are 10 years old. As he thought, he glanced at Sakumo, who was eating ramen next to him. However, it's good to be a small owner of a ramen shop like him now. After all, the business seems to be doing well. I've finished eating, thank you for the treat. The two brothers finished eating their ramen, paid their bills, and stood up to leave. Welcome to come again next time. Must. Sakui waved his hand and left with Sakumo. Is this considered a good relationship with the Hokage family? Tetsuya smiled and shrugged, then began to clear the table. At night, Jaya finished cleaning up the stall and closed it up happily and went home. After finishing dinner for two people, he closed the door and windows and sat cross-legged on the bed. After counting his income and setting aside some money for backup, he was ready to start his first wave of luxurious 10 draws. Go out quickly, I want to top up. Oh dear master, how much do you want to charge this time? The mean Erha appeared in front of Jay with a flattering smile on his face. Looking at this ch, Tetsuya really wanted to kick him. He took out the money. I want to charge 16,800. Ding, congratulations to my dear master on successful recharge. The money in his hand disappeared instantly, but his coupon balance became 168,002. That 02 was obtained by recharging it with 17 yuan and drawing from the lowest prize pool. Wow, hahaha, it feels really good to be rich and wealthy. Jay laughed wildly in his heart. This feeling is really great. Guzi, I want the highest prize pool to be drawn 10 times in a row. No problem, my dear master, I will open the third-level prize pool for 10 consecutive draws for you. A huge golden turntable appeared in front of him, and then slowly began to rotate. Kekaka tilde. Ding tilde. Congratulations on getting a lot of chakra *1. 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 Seeing the first 4 rewards, Tetsuya couldn't help but twitching at the corner of his mouth. What's expensive? What is this large amount of chakra? I just wasted 4 of my lucky draw opportunities. Where are the good things? Where are the good things I want? Ding tilde. Congratulations on getting the Weasel Clan Psychic Contract *1. Something good is coming. Seeing the psychic contract of the Weasel Clan, Tetsuya's eyes suddenly lit up. You must know that psychic beasts are a good thing. They can assist in combat and help deliver messages. The most important thing is that the psychic contract of his Yellow Weasel Clan is not the psychic contract of an individual psychic beast. However, among the psychic beasts in Hokage Ninja, is there a weasel? There seems to be a weasel. By the way, is Huang Weasel the Wung Tai Sin from Northeast Daxia? But when I thought about that bitchy Erha saying that he had things that the ninja world had, and he also had things that the ninja world didn't have, I could immediately understand. Woohoo, take off. The moment he saw the evil god's immortal body, he felt like he was taking off. The evil god's immortal body, what is that? That's Hidden's physique. Even if it is beheaded, it will not die. As long as the head is put back, it will grow back. It can be said that as long as he does not encounter sealing techniques, then he can cause chaos in the ninja world. By the way, now as long as I get other people's blood, I can also sacrifice to others. Hey, you want to eat shit? Seeing that only 2 coupons were left in Jay's account, Erha returned to his mean expression. The evil god's immortal body is just a physical constitution that can make you immortal to a certain extent. The kind of curse that can kill others through blood is a specialized technique. You don't have that technique, so you want to take advantage of it. Hey. Tetsuya was silent. I have no other abilities except immortality. But if you think about it carefully, the others killed by the hidden curse do need to be cast. It seems to be called Death Sea Pinksu, but it doesn't matter. Even if you don't have this technique, don't panic. Since the evil god's undead body can be extracted, then the death boss should also be able to extract it based on his blood. Thinking about it, he opened his panel. Name Chiba Tetsuya. Age 16. Identity Konoha civilian. Physique evil god's immortal body. Skills chakra refining method, chakra sealing method, clone technique. Chakra. Small amount. Possessed items, clone technique cultivation method, substitute technique cultivation method, transformation art cultivation method, shadow clone art cultivation method, a large amount of chakra asterisk 6, the psychic contract of the yellow weasel family. Points 2. Looking at the extra items in the column of possessions, he was a little curious. Guzi, why is this large amount of chakra in the possession? Also, how much is this large amount? The dog rubbed its neck with its hind feet and said, a large amount is almost 0.5 Kakashi. These large amounts of chakra need to be extracted by yourself. Once extracted, it will become your chakra. One is 0.5 calories, which means that after extracting them all, I will be equivalent to having 3 Kakashi's chakras. Yes, I suggest you receive it directly and then use chakra to seal it with a seal, so that in the eyes of others you are no different than usual, and you can unlock the seal and release your original power when needed. Tetsuya asked as he lay on the bed and thought about it. Then this is similar to Tsunade's Hyakuha no Jutsu, it stores chakra. That's a huge difference. In addition to being able to seal my own, I can also seal other people's. Can he do that? But that person can maintain his youthful appearance. Cut. Erha cut it with disdain. You already have the immortal body of the evil god, do you still care about this? Jay suddenly thought of something. Wait a minute, I won't always look like this from now on, right? Erha didn't answer, so he acquiesced. Ji also rubbed it, but it seemed good to stay 16 forever. Besides, he also knew how to transform, so he would grow older little by little. Then pretend to be dead, change your name and say you are your descendant. Thinking about it, he looked at other things. Needless to say, Shadow Clone can create physical clones, but there are not as many as multiple Shadow Clone. Finally, he looked at the psychic contract of the Yellow Weasel clan. With a thought, a scroll appeared in his hand. The unfolded scroll was filled with crooked characters. Although he didn't recognize it, this thing was produced by Dog System and he could probably understand the meaning. In the column for the contractors, he signed his name, then cut his finger and pressed it. For a moment, the contract emitted a burst of chakra fluctuations and finally turned into a hair with a bang. Is this the end? Just when he was curious, a voice sounded. Oh my, no one has been able to sign a contract with our clan for a long time. Little baby, are you the new contractor? As soon as Jay turned around, he saw a weasel appearing on the cabinet at some point. It was lying half on the cabinet, supporting its head with one hand and holding a pipe in the other, and took a puff from time to time. The hair all over the body is yellow but shiny and smooth. There is a circle of black around the eyes but white around the mouth. It has a slender body and a long tail with a white tip. Yes, my name is Chiba Tetsuya and you are my psychic beast. Jay looked at the talking weasel in front of him with some curiosity. Really, this weasel was no different from the weasel in his impression in terms of size and appearance, except that it could talk and smoke. Haha, I am Huang Bai, a representative sent by the Huang family. The old man wants me to see whose little baby signed a contract with our family. Huang family. Jay couldn't help but tremble. Are you from the immortal family? Oh. Huang Bai also became interested when he heard Jay talking about the immortal family. You know Senk, do you want to learn Sage Jutsu from us? Sage Jutsu. That's right, Sage Jutsu. Hearing this, Tetsuya's interest faded a bit. It seemed that he was not the immortal family in his impression, but Sage Jutsu from the ninja world. But it's okay, after all, Sage Jutsu is a very crucial thing in the later stage of the battle. Haha, Senk, I really want to learn Sage Jutsu from you. Do you think you can do that? As he said this, he thought of something and ran to the kitchen quickly, taking out the roast chicken he bought for the celebration. Xianjia, my conditions are average, you will accept them. Looking at the roasted chicken, Huang Bai's eyes lit up. Hey little doll, you are quite sensible, come closer and let me take a look. Tetsuya served the roast chicken and then came to the cabinet. Well, it's okay, although your qualifications are not very good, but fortunately you have a special physique. If you study hard and practice hard in the future, you might actually be able to succeed. Real. Listening to Huang Bai's words, Jia was a little excited. Sage Jutsu, few people learned it in the later stage. But I have to go back and talk to the old man about the specific things. You are the first person to successfully sign a contract with us in so many years. You should be able to learn, but it may take some time to learn. It's not 100 years. 80 years you may not be able to succeed. Can you hold on? No problem, what I don't lack most is time. With the immortal body of the evil god, he will not be troubled by longevity. That's it, I'll go back first. When the time comes, it may be me or other clan members who come back to teach you how to learn Sage Jutsu. Goodbye. After that, Huang Bai took the roast chicken and his pipe and disappeared into a ball of white smoke. It's not a loss, it's not a loss. A psychic scroll also comes with a set of Sage Jutsu. It's a real win. After lying on the bed and tossing and turning for a while, he was too excited to sleep, so he simply received the 3 cards of chakra, and then thought about Shadow Clone and the remaining substitution and transformation techniques. This sealing techniques is really amazing. In the kitchen of Chiba Ramen Restaurant, Tetsuya felt the chakra in his body while kneading the dough. Obviously, he now has at least 3 calories of chakra, but under the influence of chakra sealing techniques, it actually becomes the same as when he first extracted chakra. Even Sakuya brought Sakumo to eat ramen several times during this period, and they didn't see anything wrong with him. However, recently he has also smelled a slightly different smell. When he went to buy ingredients these days, he found that the prices of reserve supplies such as rice, flour, and grain had begun to increase. Generally, when the prices of these things rise, it means something big is about to happen. Ninja World War. Uchiha Madara controlled 9 tails and attacked Konoha. I don't know who spread the news that Senju Hashirama was injured in the battle with Uchiha Madara. For a while, the other martial arts sects in the ninja village were like sharks smelling the smell of blood, usually come looking for traces. The most critical point is that recently there has been less and less news about the first Hokage, Senju Hashirama. What happened to him is still unknown. Once Senju Hashirama's death is confirmed, then, if nothing else happens, the Ninja World War is about to begin. The reason why the current ninja world can maintain peace is basically due to Senju Hashirama's suppression here. Once the suppression of Senju Hashirama is lost, this short-term peace will be broken. Nowadays, more than half of his shop's income comes from ninjas. After all, although the ramen he sells is already very cheap, it is not that ordinary families can afford to buy ramen every time. If the Ninja World War starts, a large number of ninjas will be transferred to the battlefield, and their income will be greatly reduced in an instant. Tusk, it's so annoying. Hashirama, you must resist until I make enough money. After placing the cooked ramen in the pot, Tetsuya put on his signature smile and walked out with the cooked noodles. Guest, please use the signature ramen you want with caution. Boss. Suddenly, a slightly immature voice with a loud voice sounded. 3 figures walked into the shop. There was a carefree white-haired hedgehog, a fair-skinned, feminine boy with long black hair whose gender could not be distinguished, and a blonde girl with a single ponytail. Tetsuya recognized these 3 people immediately. Aren't they the future Konoha Sannin, Jirya, Orochimaru, and Tsunade? You 3, what do you want to eat? Tetsuya pretended not to recognize the 3 of them and asked with a smile. Jirya said, patting his chest, Boss, bring me an extra-large signature ramen as a treat. He was quite heroic when he said it, and after finishing speaking, Jirya pushed Orochimaru next to him and pushed him forward. Tsunade glanced at the menu and said, Boss, I want a piece of assorted ramen. Okay, no problem, then this guest, do you need something? Orochimaru glanced at the menu, but didn't seem to see anything he was satisfied with. Before Orochimaru could speak, Jirya grabbed Orochimaru's neck and recommended, Listen to my Orochimaru and eat the signature ramen. Let me tell you, the best and most delicious dish of a store is definitely their signature. But apparently Orochimaru doesn't really want to eat the signature ramen. Tetsuya asked at the right time. Is there no flavor you like? Then do you want to try the cold noodles that our store is developing? Since it is still under development, how about I charge you the cost of the cold noodles this time? Cold noodles. Hearing this name that he had never heard before, Orochimaru also became interested. Although he didn't like cold food, his curiosity about the unknown still made him very interested in this cold noodles. Excuse me, boss, please bring me some cold noodles. Okay, wait. Tetsuya quickly walked into the kitchen and started working. Outside, future Sanin found a table and sat down. Jirya asked carelessly, Tsunade, what's wrong with you recently? I see that you seem to be absent-minded during training recently. Tsunade smiled reluctantly. No, it's nothing, I just didn't sleep well. Orochimaru spoke in his unique voice. You don't look like you haven't slept well, you are obviously worried. Tsunade, we are teammates. If you have anything, you can tell us. That's right, Orochimaru is right, we are teammates. If you have any problems, just tell me and I will help you solve it. As he spoke, Jirya patted his fleshless arm, looking very confident and able to handle anything. Tsunade looked at Kaido, there's no point telling you you can't help at all. How do you know if I can help you if you don't tell me? Jirya kept asking questions from the side, but Tsunade obviously didn't want to say anything. And all these movements were seen by Jaya in the kitchen. Tsunade's reaction further verified his suspicion that something must have happened to Tsunade's grandfather, Senju Hashirama. You three, the ramen is here, come and try it. Tetsuya served ramen for the three of them and said with a smile when he served Orochimaru cold noodles. Our store is still developing new cold noodles, please try it. I hope you can give some suggestions and comments after eating it. Orochimaru nodded, glanced at the ramen in the bowl and compared it with Tsunade and Jirya's ramen. It was indeed different from theirs. Their ramen was obviously steaming hot, but when I touched it I found that it was still a little cold. Is this cold noodles? Orochimaru, can I taste what it tastes like? Even though there was an extra-large signature tonkatsu ramen in front of him, Jirya was attracted to the cold noodles at first sight. Even before Orochimaru took the first bite, he wanted to try it first. Tsunade couldn't stand it and punched Jirya in the head. Idiot Jirya, that's Orochimaru's noodles, he didn't even eat them, what are you thinking? However, facing Jirya's request, Orochimaru agreed directly. Orochimaru, why did you agree to this guy's rude request? Orochimaru gave a rare smile. Like I said before, we are teammates. After hearing this, Tsunade stopped talking. She also understood that Orochimaru meant to tell herself that teammates should help each other, but there are some things that she really can't say. Yeah, 5 ants, delicious. After taking a mouthful of cold noodles, Jirya's eyes suddenly widened. This was a taste that he had never tasted before. It was cool and sizzling in the mouth, sour and sweet but not greasy. It was very refreshing. It was the type that after taking the first bite you still want to take a second bite. Seeing Jirya's reaction, Orochimaru also took a bite. His eyes immediately lit up. It was a taste he had never tasted before and it was a taste he liked. However, it was a bit too cold for his liking. Guys, how does it taste? Seeing the three of them finish eating, Jaya stepped forward and asked at the right time. Boss, your ramen is the best ramen I have ever tasted. Jirya gave Tetsuya a thumbs up without hesitation. Especially the cold noodles, it's like nothing I've ever tasted before. It turns out that noodles can be made in this way. It's really great. You're welcome. Tetsuya narrowed his eyes and smiled and nodded. So this customer, what do you think of our store's new products? Orochimaru commented very objectively. It has a very novel taste, sour and sweet, very refreshing and appetizing. I think if you eat it in summer, Xia Liang will be very good. However, personally, I don't like cold things very much, but this tastes really good. Oh, it turns out that guests don't like cold food, I'm sorry. I'll make you a new flavor of ramen next time you come. Really, there are new flavors. Orochimaru was a little surprised. He didn't expect that this young ramen shop owner could be quite innovative. Then I look forward to your new products, boss. Orochimaru happily settled the three people's accounts, waved his hand and left with Jirya and Tsunade, future Sanin. Ji also felt a little emotional. It can be said that he likes these three people very much. After all, one future is what the old perverts yearn for. One is Jiraiya, the hero of the ninja world, and the other is a great scientist in the future. To be honest, apart from the old color filter, among the three people, Tetsuya's favorite is actually Orochimaru, because he felt that Orochimaru was a very pure person. Whether it was his rebellion in the early stage or his cleansing and return in the later stage, he never forgot his original intention. From the beginning to the end, he was developing science, all in order to pursue his dream: eternal life. He would not be ignorant and regard the content of this prophecy as his lifelong pursuit because of a prophecy, nor would he escape when faced with the darkness and decay of Konoha. He is him, Orochimaru, a scientist who keeps moving forward and working hard on the road to pursuing his dreams. Oh my, the Ninja World War is about to begin. After this war, Konoha will begin to go downhill. Ji also sighed in his heart. Hashirama abdicated early and the position of Hokage was given to his younger brother Tobirama. Although Tobirama is shrewd, he does not have the tolerance and prestige of his elder brother Hashirama. He could not suppress the Uchiha clan who longed for the position of Hokage, and he always treated the Uchiha clan with colored glasses. And his attitude also laid the foundation for disaster, allowing his good disciples to inherit his will of fire. When he steps down, his disciples' oppression of the Uchiha clan will only intensify. Of course, this cannot be completely blamed on Tobirama. After all, he was also a slap in the face at that time, and he had both oppressive and tolerant policies. But those few of his good disciples were really trying to kill him for fear that Uchiha would not rebel. By that time, the big ship of Konoha began to be damaged and it was teetering on the sea of Ninja World. However, that has nothing to do with me as a businessman. When he makes money, he will open his shop all over the ninja world. When doing business, he will need to expand his business and build a business empire so that when the time comes to carry rice, his shop will not was affected. But if you think about it carefully, if you really let yourself do business to that point, I'm afraid I should be able to take on brother me with a bang. Of course, the prerequisite is that your business can continue to be so stable. At night, Jay closed the stall and went home. He set up a table at home with a plate of roast chicken on it just to wait until the weasel came again. After all, interpersonal relationships have to be managed well. Although they have signed a contract, sometimes the contract does not work that well. For example, in the original work, the relationship between 10,000 snakes and Orochimaru is not very good, and the toads in Mount Myaboku are not Naru. People can call whoever they want. Oh, it looks like he won't show up today again. Just when he was about to clear away the roast chicken on the table and save it for tomorrow's breakfast, one paw pressed on the roasted chicken. "Little doll, where are you going with the roast chicken?" "Wang Tai-sin, you are here." Seeing the familiar weasel appear, Jaya was a little surprised, but more of a surprise. After all, the other party has not appeared for a while since the last contract was signed. Huang Bai took a sip from the cigarette rod in his hand and blew out a puff of white smoke. "Concerning your matter, the old man convened a meeting with the clan members. The meeting took a long time, but the final result was good. So the old man agreed that I would learn sage jutsu from you." Huang Bai nodded. "Yes, but there are some prerequisites before learning sage jutsu." As he said that, he looked Jaya up and down. "Your foundation is too poor. You see that your chakra is too scarce. It may be a bit troublesome to learn our family's sage jutsu, so I will teach you the practice of chakra first." "Chakra, just wait a moment." As he spoke, Jay quickly formed a seal, made a hand gesture and then pressed it on his chest. "Untie." With a low shout, the seal was released and a majestic chakra spread in Tetsuya's body. "Oh, it's interesting, you sealed your own chakra." Seeing Jay's change, Huang Bai's small eyes widened a bit. "Yes, this is good. It can save some time, so let's start practicing sage jutsu directly. Let me tell you about the sage jutsu of our Huang family." Huang Bai began to talk about the sage jutsu practiced by his family, which was different from the sage jutsu in Ryuchai Cave and Mount Myaboku. The sage jutsu of their weasel clan does not have such a high risk of failure. It will neither be turned into stone nor will it be turned into a snake and then eaten. It's just that their clan's sage jutsu training method is very time-consuming. You need to constantly understand the power of nature and then achieve the state of harmony between nature and man. Then you will be nature and nature will be you. Once you control the power of nature, you can integrate natural energy. When the natural energy is successfully integrated, then the Sage Jutsu practice is successful. But the only drawback of this practice method is that it takes a long time, and people with average talent will not be able to succeed even if they spend their whole life. I see, that's it, then I understand. After listening to Huang Bai's explanation, Jie nodded thoughtfully. But little baby, don't worry, I can see that you have a special physique and you might be able to practice successfully before your lifespan ends. As long as you successfully learn Sage Jutsu, extending your life by several decades should not be a problem. I understand, please ask Wang Tai-sin to start teaching me the practice of Sage Jutsu. He doesn't care about longevity issues. He has the immortal body of the evil god. As long as he doesn't seek death, he won't be easily taken care of. Okay, you have a good character. I feel more and more that you will be able to succeed, so let's get started. While Huang Bai was eating roast chicken, he told Tetsuya about the practice of Sage Jutsu. At first, Tetsuya was confused and couldn't understand much, but he gradually found some feeling. Sage Jutsu's training is indeed very slow, as Huang Bai said, but Tetsuya doesn't care. I spend my days selling noodles during the day and practicing Sage Jutsu at night. Huang Bai would basically show up every 7 or 8 days to check on Jie's practice and see if anything went wrong with him. However, the number of ninjas coming to eat noodles in the village began to decrease, and it seemed that the situation was beginning to become serious. However, Jirya and the 3 of them would come over to eat ramen from time to time. Several people came and went and got to know each other. Boss, same old thing. Jirya rushed into the ramen shop excitedly. Oh, it's Jirya. Tetsuya saw Jirya smile. Boss, I want a piece of cold noodles. Tsunade walked in behind Jirya, followed closely by Orochimaru. Boss, are there any new flavors today? Haha, you are here today. The latest style of flame-fried noodles. Do you want to try one? Oh, flame-fried noodles. When Orochimaru heard this, he immediately became interested. It's interesting, then give me one. Wait a minute, the noodles you want will be ready soon. Tetsuya smiled and opened the kitchen door curtain and went into work. The 3 of Jirya sat on their familiar seats and looked around curiously. Hey, Orochimaru, have you noticed that the boss shop has become a lot deserted? Idiot Jirya. Before Orochimaru could answer, Tsunade spoke first. Boss, the most customers in this shop are usually ninjas, but recently all the ninjas in the village have been sent out on missions, so the business in this shop has naturally been deserted. So that's it, Jirya said with some yearning. Ninja, I really want to graduate and become an official ninja soon. Tsunade pouted. Forget it, Jirya, you idiot, even if you become a ninja, you will probably mess up the mission. Orochimaru, who had been silent until now, smiled and spoke. I think Jirya will definitely become a very good ninja in the future. Hahaha, Tsunade, did you see that? Even Orochimaru admits my excellence. I will definitely become an excellent ninja. You 3, your ramen is here. Tetsuya came over with 3 portions of noodles on a tray. 1 portion of the signature tonkatsu, 1 portion of cold noodles, and 1 portion of flame-fried noodles. Orochimaru's eyes lit up when he looked at the steaming, red-dyed fried noodles. He smelled a special aroma, spicy to be precise. Is this flame-fried noodles? Just smelling this aroma makes me feel like my heart is on fire. Try it quickly, but the taste is still being adjusted. I hope that after eating it, Orochimaru, you can give some suggestions. I'll try my best. Jirya looked at Orochimaru's fried noodles. It's a new flavor of fried noodles again, Orochimaru, you really like to try different new things. Orochimaru replied with a smile. Don't you think it's interesting to explore new and unknown things? There are still many unknown things in this world waiting for us to explore and discover. Jirya seemed to be thinking about something, but it was obvious that he didn't like thinking about it. Really? Well, that's it. I think known things are more interesting. Tetsuya, who was sitting nearby, looked at the 2 of them. Alas, from this we can see that Orochimaru and Jirya have different future paths. One is obsessed with pursuing the illusory child of prophecy, while the other is going further and further on the path of science. But these are things for the future. Now the 3 of them are still very good friends. Princess Tsunade, can I ask you something? Tetsuya suddenly asked Tsunade. Boss, you can just call me Tsunade, what do you want to ask? Tsunade was also a little curious. She didn't know why Jay suddenly asked her a question. Tetsuya cleared his throat and spoke in a low voice. It's like this, there have been a lot of rumors in the village recently saying that the Hokage-sama is not in good health and someone outside is planning to start a war against our Fire Nation. I'm just a little worried about Hokage-sama's situation. How is Hokage-sama doing recently? As the war approaches, all kinds of rumors are spreading. In the past, they were only circulated in other countries. However, recently, the news that Senju Hashirama is weak and on the verge of death has even spread to the land of fire and the wood country where Senju Hashirama guards. In Yi village, people were in panic for a while. The most crucial point was that the first Hokage did not come out to clarify the rumors, and even the Hokage's younger brother, the second Hokage Tabarama, did not stand up and say anything. Tsunade fell silent for a moment and Orochimaru and Jiraiya also stopped eating noodles and looked over. Well, if it's inconvenient to say, just pretend I never asked. He just asked out of curiosity, and he had basically guessed it anyway. The current situation of Senju Hashirama is most likely to be kept secret. After all, the other countries are now ready to make a move. Once the death of Senju Hashirama is confirmed, a war will definitely break out. By that time, the Fire Nation will most likely be attacked from multiple sides. There's nothing inconvenient to say. Tsunade sighed. In fact, I haven't seen my grandfather for a long time. I wanted to go find him before but was stopped by my second grandfather and grandmother. They said that my grandfather was at a critical moment and couldn't be disturbed. Is that so? I hope that Hokage-sama can succeed. The ninja world can maintain peace only because of Hokage-sama. It can be said that the peace in the ninja world during this period was maintained entirely by Hashirama's tyrannical strength. After all, there were many ambitious people in this era. Another day passed and Ji returned home and sighed as he looked at his dwindling income. It looks like Senju Hashirama is gone, war is about to break out. Although the war may not reach Konoha, we still need to have the strength to protect ourselves. Looking at the more than 19,000 yuan that he had saved up in the past 10 days, he kept a portion as reserve funds. Guzi, come out, I need to recharge my account. Oh my, isn't this my dear master? How much do you want to recharge this time? As usual, the maximum amount of card pool draws is 10. No problem, my dearest master. Haha, I think money is your master. Look at what you said. Without you, where would the money come from? As he was talking, the money in Jay's hand was suddenly emptied, and he directly recharged it into coupons. Jay didn't even look at the number of points and started the lottery directly. Guzi, let's start. The highest prize pool, give me a draw, 10 consecutive draws, a draw that will bring miracles. Okay, the 3-level prize pool 10 draw series starts. A huge jackpot turntable appeared in front of Tetsuya and began to spin. The lottery is over and I still gained a lot this time. Needless to say, the amount of chakra of those 3 cards, this time I also drew a sealing techniques, 8-sign seal. Good guys seem to be the specialty of the Uzumaki clan. There is also the lightning style chakra mode, which is a technique invented by second Raikage of Cloud Shadow Village, and later generations of Raikage carried it forward. There is not much to say about the Fire Dragon Flame Bullet. It is a technique used by the old 3rd generation, but the current 3rd generation is still in its prime, but it seems that it can also use this technique. But this Jai Shu powder, is it the Jai Shu powder he imagined? Guzi, is your Jai Shu powder the serious Jai Shu powder? In his impression, it seemed that the person who used this technique was Konohamaru in Boruto Den. At that time, Konohamaru was controlled, and then he found a way to untie his clothes. He drew the technique on his body, that is Jai Shu powder. Konohamaru relied on this technique to break the enemy's control. Tusk, look at what you said, there is nothing serious about the technique. Isn't it just to remove the negative effects on oneself and then dispel the benefits on others? Good guy, it's really the Jiju powder from the Hokage mobile game. You're such a B*******D, and you said you weren't from the Hokage mobile game. This service ends here. I am happy to serve you. If necessary, we will see you next time. Goodbye. Erha smiled mischievously and then disappeared directly in front of Jay. Jaya was also stunned when he looked at his current panel. Name, Jay. Identity, Konoha civilian. Physique, evil god's immortal body. Skills. Chakra extraction, chakra sealing, clone technique, shadow clone technique, substitute technique, transformation technique, psychic technique. Chakra 6 cards. Items held. Clone technique training, substitution technique training, transformation technique training, shadow clone technique training, 8 sign seal technique training, lightning style chakra mode training, dissolution technique, fire style fire dragon flame bullet practice method. With 6 cards of chakra, he felt that he was at least at the level of an elite Jonin. However, he also knew very well that apart from having a little more chakra and being basically unkillable, there was nothing outstanding about him. We have to digest the gains from this lottery as soon as possible. Among them, he is most interested in lightning-style chakra mode. After all, 4th Raikage's lightning-style chakra mode when he was young can compete with Minato's flying thunder god, and its strength is absolutely unparalleled. As for sealing techniques, this thing is great. You must know that under normal circumstances you can't kill Hai Zetsu's old coin, but sealing techniques is different. When the time comes, if he really encounters the old coin of Haiju, then he will use sealing techniques to seal it with Haiju and let him do tricks behind his back. However, if nothing else happens, that old coin will never show up easily. In the next few days, the atmosphere of the village began to change, becoming increasingly dull. There is a feeling that a storm is coming. Sure enough, not long after, news of the death of Lord First Hokage spread in the village. Before people had time to grieve, the war broke out. In order to fight against the attacks of other ninja villages, second-generation Metabarama led the ninjas to the battlefield. In the store, looking at the few civilian customers left, Tetsuya also sighed. The war has finally broken out. This time, second Hokage may not be able to come back. Developed according to the original trajectory, the second generation led Konoha to conquer all directions on the battlefield, and was finally attacked by the Golden Horn and Silver Horn when signing an alliance with the Cloud Shadow Village. In the end, he died trying to cover Sarutobi Hiruzen and others. Boss, let's order the signature tonkatsu ramen. Okay, Jure, Orochimaru. When he heard it was the signature tonkatsu ramen, he thought it was Jirya, but when he looked up, he saw it was Orochimaru. Why are you alone today? Where are Jirya and Tsunade? Orochimaru answered truthfully. Jirya went to practice and Tsunade was also taken away by Mito-sama, so I am the only one left today. Oh, that's right. Tetsuya responded. It seemed that Jirya had gone to Mount Mayaboku and Tsunade was called back by Mito. She was probably worried that someone would come to Konoha to capture Tsunade, the Hokage's granddaughter, while Hokage was away. Wait a moment, the signature tonkatsu ramen will be ready soon. Tetsuya smiled and walked towards the kitchen. Soon he came out with a bowl of ramen. Putting down the ramen, the two started chatting. While chatting, Orochimaru suddenly put down his chopsticks and asked, Boss, how do you view life? Life. Tetsuya was a little surprised. Has Orochimaru started thinking about such profound issues at this age? Shouldn't he have become obsessed with immortality after World War II because of the death of his parents and disciple Shang Shu? Yes, boss, don't you think life is fragile? Just like this war, the cause of the war is the death of Lord First Hokage, and strong men like the first generation will also die. After the war breaks out, more ninjas will die. Life is so fragile. Seeing Orochimaru's appearance, Tetsuya also smiled. It is true, but it is precisely because of the fragility of life that it is beautiful. You think, even if it is such a fragile life in your eyes, it has still established such a prosperous civilization. Look at this village, look at this country, and even the entire ninja world. These are the fruits of fragile life in your eyes. Listening to Tetsuya's words, Orochimaru was thoughtful. Thank you, boss. Orochimaru paid and left without finishing the bowl of ramen, maybe because he really didn't like the taste, or maybe because he thought of something. Yeah, it looks like there's one less customer. Tetsuya shook his head helplessly. With the outbreak of the war, his business became increasingly difficult to do. After all, the ninjas had gone out to fight and the villagers didn't know how the war would end, so they naturally didn't dare to spend money randomly. After waiting for another 2 days, looking at the empty shop, Jay shook his head and simply closed the door. Close the business, go back and concentrate on practice, and wait until the war is over before opening the gate of opening. It is estimated that by the time of the gate of opening, Konoha will be the third generation in power. Apart from anything else, third generation did a pretty good job at the beginning, but later on he became more and more stupid as he got older and was eventually corrupted by power. The war intensified, even Konoha village was affected, and everyone was shrouded in the haze of war. But news soon came back that Lord Second Generation defeated the troops of Kumian village, and Hokage decided to have peace talks with Konoha. The ninja war during this period was not a big melee, but Cloud Shadow attacking Konoha, Hokage and Awakens fighting to death, and Sand Hidden Village was like a hyena that would bite anyone it caught. As long as the peace talks between Konoha and Union succeed, then for Konoha, the war will be over. When he learned that the war was about to end, the atmosphere in Konoha that had been suppressed for a long time finally became active. In the room, Jay sat cross-legged on the bed and felt the power of nature. Huang Bai sat on the table, chewed on the sizzling chicken drumsticks and knocked on his pipe. I'm talking about Zio Jaya. What's wrong with Wang Tai-sin? Jay opened his eyes and asked curiously. Huang Bai took another bite of the chicken leg before continuing. You have made great progress during this period. Although there is not much progress in Sage Jutsu practice, your other ninjutsu practice has also improved a lot, but I always feel that something is missing. There's something missing. What is that? Jaya didn't quite understand what Huang Bai meant. After all, he had been practicing according to the method taught by Huang Bai. Whether it's the most basic control of chakra, Sage Jutsu, or the ninjutsu he got from the lottery, Huang Bai is guiding him. In order not to attract the attention of others in Konoha, when he practiced lightning-style chakra mode and fire dragon flame bullet, he asked Huang Bai to take him to Huangpizi's grave to practice. Huangpizi tomb is the place where the Huangwei clan is located. It is said to be a tomb, but it is actually a hillside. However, in addition to the hillside, there are vast forests and land. Just like Mount Myaboku, Huangpizi tomb is like an independent small world. You lack some practical experience. Huang Bai said seriously. Although you have been practicing step by step, you lack actual combat and have not experienced the baptism of blood and fire. Ji also looked at Huang Bai with some doubts. So Wang Tai-sen, what do you mean? Huang Bai smiled humanely and said, we also know what's going on in the ninja world. Isn't there a war going on right now? This is a good time for you to experience it. So Wang Tai-sin, you want me to participate in the war? Tetsuya frowned, but I don't want to fight, I just want to do business well. And to be honest, I don't have a high sense of belonging to Konoha, and I have no interest in helping Konoha fight. Tusk, why are you so pedantic? Who said you were asked to help Konoha? Huang Bai hit his head with the cigarette rod. You go directly to the battlefield and beat whoever you catch. When beating Konoha, you pretend to be someone else, and to beat others, act like Konoha. It doesn't matter who wins, the important thing is to fight in practice, do you understand? Is this still possible? Then wouldn't I become a troublemaker? Ji also rubbed his chin, which seemed to work. But now Konoha is under martial law, I can't afford to go out. Once I go out, I'm afraid I will be regarded as a traitor to the village. My family is still in Konoha. Shit, steer up, you really know how to compare yourself to this kind of thing. Huang Bai finished eating the chicken legs and said, it's not easy to get out. I'll get out first and then use the counter-channeling technique to channel you through. Okay, you can have this. After formulating the battle plan, Ji also started to prepare. Fortunately, he had closed the shop before and he didn't have many friends in Konoha, otherwise he would have to explain to others where he was going. When night fell, Huang Bai left the village directly. Hey, where is this place? It doesn't seem to be outside the village. In the tree hole, Jay, who had been reverse-channeled, poked his head out excitedly and looked at the surrounding environment. He found that this was a completely unfamiliar place. This is near the battlefield. Huang Bai took a puff of cigarette and replied, I was afraid that you had no experience at all. You were discovered by the village patrol as soon as you left the village, so I took you directly to the battlefield and reverse-channeled you. So that's it. I'm going to the battlefield right now. Tetsuya became nervous for a moment. After all, he was just an ordinary person in his previous life. Although he now possesses extraordinary power, after all, he is just an ordinary person who has never been on the battlefield, never killed anyone, and has never seen a dead person. Look at you like this, let me tell you, you lack actual combat experience. It's difficult to learn Sage Jutsu in your current state. Huang Bai shook his head. Strong people are born through fighting, and for people like Jia, in Huang Bai's view, even if one has excellent talent, it is difficult to become a strong person. Jie took a few deep breaths and adjusted his mentality. What Wang Tai-sin taught me is that I will adjust well. Although I have a dog system, my mentality and experience are things that the dog system cannot provide. So he also felt that Wang Tai-sin was right, he still had to go to the battlefield. It's okay, you adjusted quickly, you're not that bad. Wang Tai-sin shrank his body and jumped on Ji Yi's shoulders. Let's go, I can sense that someone is fighting nearby. It's time for you to experience the war for yourself. Good. Tetsuya used the transformation technique to transform himself into Sakuya and left the tree whole. In the jungle, several afterimages flickered and moved. Water-style water chaos. Earth-style Turan gun. Water-style and Earth-style erupted at the same time and collided together. Water splashed everywhere and earth and rocks splashed. But before these things dispersed, a large number of kunai and shurikens flew towards each other. Ji, who secretly observed all this, also saw the identities of both parties. These are people from Huayan Village and Yanian Village. Huang Taixian, you have brought me to the battlefield between Huayan Village and Yanian Village. Huang Bai said nonchalantly. Hey, I don't know how many years I haven't been to the ninja world. How can I know the way? Besides, they are all at war, you don't care who he belongs to. It makes sense, but if that's the case, then I have to change my appearance first. As he spoke, he rubbed his face and soon changed his appearance. From the original appearance of Hatake Sakui, he turned into a black-skinned strong man, looking like the standard strong man of Yunying Village. If I remember correctly, you look like you are from the Kingdom of Thunder. Yes, after all, the lightning-style chakra mode was invented by Raikage from their hidden cloud village. It makes sense for me to fight with this look. Huang Bai couldn't help but give a thumbs up to Jia. Boy, you are very particular. After that, he jumped from Tetsuya's body to a nearby tree. Then you can fight on your own. I will take care of you, however, unless your life is in danger or you are about to die, I will not take action. Tetsuya nodded. Don't worry, then basically you won't have to take action. Oh, you're quite confident. Jia didn't answer, so how should he answer? Could it be that simply saying that he has an immortal body, he can't die at all? Rather than waste time explaining, he directly activated the lightning-style chakra mode. A violent burst of blue lightning wrapped around his body, and the chakra in his body became violent. The chakra that fluctuated so strongly naturally attracted the attention of the fighting ninjas. Jay rushed out without saying a word. Take my move, elbow strike. With the blessing of lightning-style chakra mode, Tetsuya can charge extremely fast. Just one elbow sent a ninja flying away. Black-skinned strong man, blue thunder and lightning, you are Yunying's man. I don't know who screamed in surprise, and everyone subconsciously regarded Tetsuya as Yunying's ninja. After all, this lightning-style chakra mode was invented by Second Raikage and carried forward on the battlefield. Along with Raikage's reputation, lightning-style chakra mode also spread during this war, and the person in front of him looked so young that it was obviously impossible to be Second Raikage. Then this person should be his apprentice. Attack that Kumagakure ninja first. The two sides, who were still tit-for-tat, just now immediately changed their goals and began to join forces to attack Tetsuya. Too slow, too slow. Tetsuya was extremely fast, flying through their attacks like lightning. However, although he learned the lightning-style chakra mode, he did not have the matching ninjutsu, which resulted in him being able to only fight with his fists and feet. I don't know if it's due to the influence of lightning-style chakra mode or if it's caused by turning into the appearance of a person from Yunying Village. He especially likes elbow strikes now. He rushes up and elbows others on the head. With this elbow, the opponent will be confused even if he doesn't die. It's great to fight. Ji also felt the joy of fighting, and the feeling of overwhelming adrenaline made him extremely happy. Eat my black mamba elbow. The figure flashed and came directly in front of the other person, giving him another elbow. This elbow hit his temple directly, killing him instantly. It's crazy, this guy is a monster. Is this Raikage apprentice? This is too scary. Retreat first. The few surviving ninjas immediately planned to retreat, and they had to bring the information back. Yunying's ninjas came to their battlefield. This was a very crucial piece of information that they must take back and tell others. Want to run away? Did you run away? Tetsuya quickly charged forward. Look at the elbow. Ugh. The screams echoed in the woods. Tilda. Seeing the last ninja killed by his elbow, Tetsuya released the lightning-style chakra mode and let out a long sigh of relief. The feeling of excitement gradually receded, and the smell of blood around him made him feel a little uncomfortable. But then he thought about it and realized that the smell of blood was actually similar to what he smelled when he went to the slaughterhouse to buy meat. It was okay and acceptable. Looking at his sleeves that had been stained with blood for some time, he simply tore off the sleeves and burned them clean with a sip of fire style. I do know why fourth-generation Lei liked to wear sleeveless shirts when he was young, but when he got older he stopped wearing clothes. What kind of clothes can withstand such elbows? Boy, you can do it. You can fight so cleanly and neatly, which really impresses me. Huang Bai jumped down from the tree and landed on Jay's shoulder. He was very satisfied with Tetsuya's battle just now. However, your attack method is too simple. Why do you like to hit people with your elbow so much? These guys were all killed by you with your elbow. It's okay to deal with these ordinary ninjas, but if you meet a strong person, such a single attack method is easy to be seen through. Tetsuya smiled and spread his hands. I can't help it. The main reason is that I didn't get the matching taijutsu when I got this ninjutsu, so I can only use the simplest and crudest way when fighting. That's it then, there's nothing I can do about it. After all, our family is not very good at physical arts. It doesn't matter, let's see if there is any way to get the matching ninjutsu in the future. Or, I can constantly sum up during the battle and come up with a fighting method that suits me. It makes sense. Let's retreat first. This is a battlefield after all. I don't know when other enemies will appear. Okay, then where should we go next? As soon as these words came out, Huang Bai fell silent. He hasn't been to the ninja world for a long time and he doesn't know much about the current situation. As for Tetsuya, although he has watched the anime, he doesn't know the actual map, and this is the first time he has left Konoha since he came to this world. How about this? There are wars everywhere now, so we can just pick any direction and keep walking. That's okay, but which way to go? Facing Jay's question, Huang Bai fell to the ground and stood up his cigarette pole. Suddenly he let go of his hand and the cigarette pole fell in one direction. Okay, let's go over there. As he spoke, Huang Bai pointed in the direction where the cigarette pole fell. Okay. Jaya didn't care about this. If Huang Bai didn't use the cigarette rod to decide the direction, he was going to decide by throwing his shoe. For the next period of time, Tetsuya kept moving in one direction. When he encountered a ninja, he would rush to fight. It didn't matter which village you were from, just turn on the lightning-style chakra mode and you would be killed by an elbow. Of course, in addition to using the lightning-style chakra, he also began to try to learn other fighting methods. Relying on the equipment obtained from the ninja he killed, he learned how to use shuriken and kunai. Using Shadow Clone, he quickly gained proficiency in shuriken and kunai, and he also learned some genjutsu of the Yellow Weasel clan from Huang Bai. Gradually, he grew up from a novice who had a huge chakra but didn't know how to use it, and moved towards becoming an all-round warrior. Iwagakure camp, second Tsuchikage Mui slapped the table and snorted. What happened? So many ninjas were lost inexplicably, and you don't even know who your opponent is. Master Wu, I really don't know. Originally we thought it was someone from Kirying who did it, but according to the on-site investigation, we found that many people were killed by Kirying. The ninja below answered tremblingly. Could the teacher be Kirakide's trick? Anoki Wu's disciple speculated. A trick. Wu frowned. Probably not. Wang has been fighting with us so far and they are still short of manpower. I know that old B*** D Gui Deng. He will not use his own people to engage in such a trick at this time. After all, it will not be of any benefit to him. Who could it be? Could it be someone from Cheyenne? Anoki began to think deeply and he asked immediately, were there any other traces found at the scene? Yes, Mr. Onoki, we also found traces of lightning style and fire style at the scene. Lightning style and fire style. Did people from Konoha and Cloud Shadow come to our battlefield? Wu shook his head. Probably not. Lightning style and fire style are not only used by people in Union and Konoha. I think there are two biggest possibilities. Either the ghost lamp guy found reinforcements from somewhere, or there is a third party. Forces appeared on the battlefield. Then what should we do, teacher? What should we do? Hey, speed up the attack. As long as the main force of Wying is defeated and Gaiden Huanyu is killed, any conspiracy will collapse. At the same time, in Wying's position, Ghost Lantern Huanyu also received the same news, and small groups of troops on the front line were killed one after another. In addition to Iwagakure's ninjas, there are also traces of fire style and lightning style on the field. In response to this, Gui Lan Huanyu's reaction was similar to Wu's. Both of them felt that the other party was cheating. Ji was also walking in one direction on the battlefield, and when he met someone he would go up and do it. However, because his current combat methods are too simple, it is very difficult to fight against Jonin, who has more actual combat experience. But fortunately, he has the immortal body of the evil god, and his fighting method of directly exchanging injuries for injuries directly confuses others. Obviously, his ninja sword had penetrated Tetsuya's throat, but Tetsuya used a backhand to his face and fired a fire dragon bullet that burned him to charcoal. I'm afraid that even when the opponent reaches the Pure Land, they can't understand why someone can continue to fight even after being fatally injured. Siha tilde. It hurts, it hurts. Above the treetops, Jay pressed the wound on his abdomen and sewed it up bit by bit with needle and thread. Although he could recover from this kind of wound without suturing it, he would still be able to heal faster after suturing it. He is just the immortal body of the evil god, not Senju Hashirama's body that can quickly recover from wounds. Hey, you kid, you are really evil. You have survived several fatal injuries. How did you do this? Huang Bai sat on Jay's shoulder, smoking continuously. He really couldn't figure out what was going on with Jay. What's so evil about this? This is my special physique. Tetsuya sewed up the wound, cut the thread with a kunai, and said, as long as it's not the kind of attack that vaporizes me all at once, ordinary fatal injuries won't kill me. And if nothing else, my natural lifespan is much longer than that of ordinary people. Really, that's really interesting. Huang Bai smiled. It seems that your physical fitness is really compatible with the sage jutsu of our Weasel clan. As long as you live long enough, you will be able to learn it sooner or later. I also think we are a good match. Putting away the medical bag, Tetsuya stood up. Feeling all kinds of pain throughout his body, he gradually got used to it. Perhaps the evil god's immortal body not only brings immortality, but also his own perception of pain. Although he would not become a pervert who enjoyed pain like Hidden, after all, his ability to endure pain was much stronger than others. Okay, let's move on. Are you sure you can do it? Huang Bai glanced at the large and small injuries on Jay's body. It's okay, these injuries will not affect the battle. Huang Bai took another puff of cigarette and said, I think you have almost accumulated enough combat experience this time. If you continue, it will be a bit too much. Really, then let's go back. Okay, then we will. Huang Bai was just about to say, let's go back. Suddenly he sensed something. He stood up and looked ahead warily, his ears standing up like radars. What's wrong with Wang Tai Sin? There are people fighting and they are not weak. Oh, your strength is not weak. What is your approximate level? Tetsuya suddenly became interested. Stronger than any opponent you have faced so far. Stronger than any opponent I have ever encountered. Now it's interesting. The strongest opponent he has ever encountered since he came out is Jonin from Iwagakure village. That guy is powerful and has rich fighting experience. If he hadn't used the evil god's immortal body to defeat him, I'm afraid it's not the opponent's opponent yet. Is he a shadow-level powerhouse? Shadow-level experts and those from the First World War, these were super bosses from a long time ago, something he had never seen in anime and games. I'm not sure. Why do you want to take a look? Think. Tetsuya thought without hesitation. After all, as long as he didn't encounter sealing techniques, he would basically not roll over. Even if you encounter sealing techniques, it will be okay. With Huang Bai here, the Huang Weasel clan is best at genjutsu and sealing techniques. As long as it's not some corpse sealing thing, there's no need to be afraid. Then let's go and take a look. Watching the battles of strong men is also a rare learning opportunity. Under Huang Bai's guidance, Jie quickly approached the direction of the battle. Water-style water dragon bullet. Before he got close, Tetsuya heard the sound of water dragon bullets. The violent water turned into a water dragon and rushed towards a group of ninjas instantly. According to Tetsuya's visual inspection, there should be 20 Cloud Shadow ninjas present, and these Cloud Shadow ninjas are besieging one person. And that person made Jaya feel both surprised and reasonable. That's Senju Tabarama. During this time, they were traveling all the way and many times in order to exercise his control over the lightning-style chakra mode. He drove the lightning-style chakra. Unexpectedly, they actually arrived all the way from the battlefields of Iwagakure and Kirikage, the battlefield between Kumakage and Konoha. Do you know that white-haired ninja? Tetsuya nodded. He has white fur, red eyes, blue armor, a fur collar with stickers on his forehead, and 3 red marks on his face. This man is Konoha's second Hokage Senju Tabarama, the younger brother of the ninja god Senju Hashirama. Senju Tabarama, Konoha's second Hokage. When answering Huang Bai's question, Jaya was also thinking about the current situation. There is only Tabarama here, so it seems that he stayed here to protect Sarutobi Hiruzen and the others. This Senju's momentum is starting to weaken. It seems that he was seriously injured and is at the end of his strength. Huang Bai stared at Tabarama with his small eyes and said, "Well, it can be seen that he should be fighting with the determination to die now. What are you going to do?" After pondering like this for a while, the average level of these Cloud Shadow ninjas is almost around Jonin, which means that Senju Tabarama is at the end of his strength. Otherwise, they would really be unable to do anything to Tabarama. However, if nothing unexpected happens, the Golden Horn and Silver Horn should be arriving soon. By then, even if Senju Tabarama burns his lifespan, he won't be able to cause much trouble. Let's take a look first. As he spoke, Tetsuya suddenly said, "Wang Tai Sin, can you give me a layer of genjutsu later?" Genjutsu, what do you want to do? What kind of genjutsu do you need? Simple, it's a genjutsu that prevents others from seeing my true appearance. You still plan to take action? Huang Bai saw Jie's thoughts. Yes, I want to see what interesting things will happen to Senju Tabarama if he returns to Konoha alive. Then why don't you save people in your own way so that they will have to repay you after you go back? No need. Rather than repaying the favor, I think the probability of him expelling me from the village will be greater, and I have an interesting idea. With that said, Tetsuya activated his transformation technique, and his appearance changed again. He has a black hedgehog head, a pair of scarlet eyes, and a stern face. Although he has a gentle smile, his whole person exudes an aura of pretentiousness. Yes, his transformed form is none other than Uchiha Sasuke. No, Sasuke wasn't born yet in this era, so his face is more Uchiha Izuna than Uchiha Sasuke. Huang Bai stared curiously at Jie's face after his change. These eyes, Uchiha clan, who is this Uchiha? Why do you look like this? Tetsuya grinned, hee, it's just a dead man, please cooperate with me when the time comes. My genjutsu is not very good yet, I will need your help then. Interesting, really interesting. Huang Bai guessed something right away. The Uchiha transformed by Tetsuya was probably the Uchiha killed by the white-haired ninja. This little doll is really interesting. Even if he saves people, he actually has to turn into a person who was killed by the other party to save him. Speaking of which, this little doll has a really bad character. Water-style water-breaking wave. Senju Tabarama quickly formed seals and spit out high-pressure water from his mouth to sweep across the battlefield instantly. A group of cloud shadows quickly retreated, and 2 slow-moving ones were instantly cut in half by the water. Ahem! Damn it, if the injuries weren't too serious, you nasty Kume-in village ninjas, I will definitely destroy you with my own hands. Tabarama coughed and was startled, but he still did not forget the group of ninjas who glared at Yunying fiercely. Come on, he's dying. We all swarmed forward, I don't believe he can attack all of us at the same time. Come on. Come on. The remaining dozen ninjas swarmed forward and planned to defeat Senju Tabarama again by relying directly on ninjutsu. Water-style water shockwave. Senju Tabarama looked at the ninjas swarming towards him, quickly formed a seal, chakra exploded, and instantly a water spout rose up and directly swept all the ninjas in. Although it cannot kill them directly, it is enough to suppress them. Ha ha ha, you are so embarrassed, Senju Tabarama. A ferocious laugh sounded, and the next moment a large number of fireballs fell from the sky and blasted towards him. Damn it, let them catch up. Senju Tabarama thought it was bad, but he quickly formed seals on his hands. Water-style heavenly cry. In an instant, Tabarama spit out a large number of water needles from his mouth and shot them at the fireballs in the air. The water needles collided with the fireballs and exploded instantly, forming water vapor in the air. Erha tilde. A scream rang out and a figure broke through the water vapor, holding a big knife and slashing towards Tabarama. Tabarama swung his sword to resist but was knocked back by a single blow. Well done, brother. Excellent, brother. Damn it. Tabarama raised his head and looked forward, only to see two people who looked almost identical except for different hair colors appeared in front of him. This is the Golden Horn and Silver Horn of Unying Village. One holds a banana fan and the other holds a 7-star sword. The two looked at Senju Tabarama with a ferocious smile. Our second Hokage is dead, now should your second Hokage die too. HMPH, you two despicable guys, if you hadn't launched a sudden sneak attack, do you think I would be afraid of you? Haha, it's so funny. It's a war now, the winner of a war will always be the most despicable person, and that person is us. Brother is right, not only did we sneak attack but we also bullied those who were in power. Senju Tabarama frowned. He knew that he might not be able to escape the fate of death today, but at least he should at least hit these two guys hard. Otherwise these two guys would pose a great threat to Konoha. What are you still thinking about? Let me go to the Pure Land and think about it slowly. Golden Horn laughed and waved the banana fan, and instantly a storm of thunder and fire swept towards Senju Tabarama. Water-style water barrier. Tabarama spit out water like a waterfall from his mouth and the water swirled around him, forming a defense without blind spots. Hey, you can't stop it. Silver Horn laughed, rushed forward, slashed the 7-star sword in his hand and directly split the water barrier. Immediately afterwards another knife slashed towards Tabarama. Water-style hard vortex water blade. The water flow wrapped around the blade and arm in Tabarama's hand, and he stabbed directly at Jinkaku's 7-star sword. Bang tilde. There was a crisp sound. Tabarama was severely exhausted and his chakra was severely consumed. He was no match for Jinkaku. On the other side, Golden Horn once again set off a storm and swept towards Tabarama. Is that enough? No, I should be able to do more. Tabarama's mind was running wildly and he wanted to find a way to break the attack before it landed. At this moment, a low shout sounded. Fire-style triple fire dragon flame bomb. Ho tilde. 3 fire dragons came from one direction, intertwined, and turned into 3 demon dragons that instantly collided with the storm. Who? Jinjiao shouted loudly. He didn't understand that at this time would someone actually come out to save Senju Tabarama. There are still masters in Konoha. Aren't Senju Hashirama and Uchiha Madara dead? Aren't the Uchiha clan at odds with Tabarama? Who else will come to save him? Hot Mom Toby, sassy ignored Ghana. I didn't expect you to have such an embarrassing day. Nani. When Senju Tabarama heard this voice, his whole body felt like an electric shock. I saw a man wearing a black gown with red eyes and sharp-looking short hair walking out. There was a long knife slung across his waist with a playful smile on his face. Uchiha, Izuna, how is that possible? How can you still be alive? Didn't I already kill you? Tetsuya took over Tabarama's words with a smile. Yes, you have killed me and I gave my eyes to my brother before I died, but now I am alive again and come back from the Pure Land. Looking at the young Izuna in front of him, Tabarama kept comparing it with the face in his mind. The current Izuna looked almost the same as when he killed him, but the temperament is a bit more cold. Ha, Uchiha Izuna. Isn't that guy already dead? Brother, could this be someone else pretending to be you? Golden Horn shook his head. It doesn't look like it. I don't see any traces of disguise. Of course he couldn't see through it, but he was covered in yellow and white genjutsu. Unless you are Grandmaster Genjutsu or someone with special eye skills, there is basically no clue. It's okay, even if he survives, we can just kill him again. Brother is right. Tetsuya ignored Jin Jiao and Yin Jiao. Hey, Toby Hot Mom, can you still fight? HMPH, you don't need to tell me, I will continue to fight. After recovering from the shock, Tabarama snorted and stood up with strength. Look at me. Golden Kaku watched Tabarama stand up again and stood with Izuna. He directly waved the banana fan in his hand, setting off an elemental storm. Fire style. Water style. Water dragon bomb. Fire dragon flame bullet. The multi-attribute chakra collided on the battlefield and immediately caused a wild explosion. In the light of the explosion, Jinkaku rushed out with a loud smile, heading straight for Tetsuya with the 7-star sword in his hand. Water style hard vortex water blade. Tabarama came to Tetsuya with a teleportation technique and stabbed him with a knife. The hard vortex water blade collided with the 7-star sword again. Jay quickly formed seals and flames surged from his mouth. Fire style fire dragon flame bullet. Roar! The fire dragon roared out, crossed Tabarama, and headed straight for Silver Horn. Younger brother. A golden rope suddenly flew out and entangled Yinjio, pulling him back directly. At the same time, he waved the banana fan in his hand and earth walls rose from the ground. The roaring fire dragon managed to penetrate several layers of earth walls before stopping. Look at me, red gourd. Jinkaku, who had dodged the attack, took out a huge red gourd. The mouth of the gourd opened and a powerful suction force suddenly erupted, sucking Tabarama to where the gourd was. Tabarama resisted the suction force, but the wounds on his body began to burst and his body became weaker and weaker. Just when he was about to lose his strength, a hand grabbed him. Izuna. He turned around and saw Tetsuya, but it was just Tetsuya's shadow clone. Jay's body and the other 2 clones quickly completed the seal. Fire style triple fire dragon flame bomb. Another familiar move, 3 fire dragons flew out with a roar, mainly the main body fire dragon. The 3 fire dragons merged into 3 demon dragons and bit towards the silver horn. It's this big ninjutsu again. Yinjio, cursed lowly, put away the red gourd and quickly retreated to Jinjio's side. Golden Horn also waved the banana fan again to set off an elemental storm to neutralize the 3 demonic dragons. With the help of the cover of the explosion, Tabarama finally breathed a sigh of relief, but he was a little confused as to why Izuna had never used the pupil technique until now. Tetsuya, on the other hand, clenched his fist. No, the strength is still not enough. Not strong enough. Although Tetsuya's voice was very quiet, it still fell on Tabarama's ears. Just these few words made Tabarama think of a lot in an instant. Could it be that, not long after Izuna was resurrected, he has not regained his full power? He felt that it was very possible that the forbidden art of reincarnation in the earth that he had studied, although it could reincarnate the dead, it could not fully possess all the powers of the dead. Brother, do we want to continue to waste time? Yinjio looked at the huge explosion flames and did not choose to rush forward this time. Instead, he asked Jinjio on the side. Although that Izuna doesn't look particularly powerful, it's quite tricky to be with that guy Tabarama. Besides, those trash land people in Tabarama have all run away. It will be troublesome if they find reinforcements. Jinjiao did not express his opinion but asked a question. Brother, do you have any ideas? It was always his younger brother Yinjio who proposed the idea, and then he, the older brother, made the decision. Generally, when Yinjio asks himself a question, it means that he already has some ideas. Brother, let's use that power directly. Okay, just listen to you, brother. In an instant, a terrifying chakra erupted from the 2 of them. This chakra was extremely dark and full of violent negative power. The crimson chakra enveloped their bodies, and at that moment their aura increased to a higher level again. That's Nine Tails chakra, these 2 guys are serious about it. Tabarama sensed this danger and chakra warned him. Nine Tails chakra. Tetsuya frowned and thought of one thing. Guzi said that his chakra sealing techniques can seal his own and other people's chakra, so can the tailed beast chakra be sealed? Toby hot mom, I have a plan. Plan? Tabarama remembered the time when the 2 clans were fighting. At that time, the eldest brothers of the 2 clans, whether it was Hashirama or Ban, were the kind of people who were not good at strategy. The ones behind the scenes are often me and Izuna. Therefore, he believed in Izuna's plan. You just have to tell me what to do. That's good. Tetsuya originally thought he had to find a way to convince Tobirama, but he didn't expect him to be so forthcoming. Didn't Tobirama hate Uchiha very much? Suffer death, you bastards of Konoha. Jinkaku laughed and rushed towards Tobirama and Izuna. The seven-star sword slashed down, carrying the power of thunder, water style. Tobirama bursts out with a powerful water style to fight against Jinkaku. But the opponent had the blessing of Nine Tails chakra, and after only a stalemate for a while, Tobirama's water style was broken by Jinkaku. Looking at the silver blade, Tobirama had no choice but to fight with the sword. On the other side, Izuna faced Golden Horn. Golden Horn's golden rope was thrown out and headed straight for Izuna. At the same time, the banana fan in his hand is ready to swing out at any time. Fire style Fire Dragon Flame Bullet. Izuna released the Fire Dragon Flame Bullet again. There was nothing he could do, and he couldn't do any other ninjutsu. No, now that the noodle shop has reopened, I have to learn more ninjutsu. It's too big. Golden Horn smiled ferociously, and with the blessing of Nine Tails chakra, he broke through a mere B-level ninjutsu with just a fan. The golden rope was thrown out and wrapped directly around Izuna's neck. Die! Bang tilde! As soon as he exerted his strength, Izuna exploded into a cloud of smoke. Nanny clone. On the other side, Tobirama knows that he is no match for Silver Horn blessed by Nine Tails chakra, and a head-on confrontation is definitely not a good idea. Flying Thunder God Slash. The Flying Thunder God Slash was activated, and Tobirama teleported directly to the back of Jinkaku and stabbed him with a knife. Mew duh, mew duh. Yinjiao directly carried the seven-star sword behind his back, and this Flying Thunder God Slash directly pierced the blade of the seven-star sword. Snort! When the attack failed, Tobirama quickly retreated and threw out several kunai. That's it, it's just a child's toy, I'll stand here and let you beat me, you can't even get in touch with me. Under the influence of Nine Tails chakra, the self-healing ability of Golden Horn and Silver Horn is extremely strong. Injuries caused by kunai and shuriken will be able to heal themselves in a short time. Really, what if it's me? Nanny! Among the kunai thrown out by Tobirama, one suddenly exploded. Tetsuya appears out of thin air. How is it possible? It's a transformation technique when. Seeing Jinkaku's shocked expression, Tetsuya smiled. I'm sorry Naruto Sasuke, I'll use your tactics first. The inspiration for his move was the tactic used by Team 7 to deal with Zabuza when they first went out on a mission. The seal on Tetsuya's hand was successfully condensed. Chakra sealing techniques. At such a close distance, Yinjiao could not avoid it. Tetsuya directly pressed his hand on Jinkaku's forehead. The effect of chakra sealing techniques was activated, and at that moment Silver Horn's aura weakened. This sealing techniques not only successfully sealed the Nine Tails chakra in Silver Horn's body, but also sealed his own chakra. You despicable fellow! Yinjiao shouted angrily and punched him directly. After all, he is Yuning's ninja and those muscles on his body are not in vain. This punch hit Jay directly on the chest. But at that moment, Tetsuya felt that his entire chest was sunken, several bones were broken, and then his whole body flew out. Flying Thunder God Slash. All this happened in an instant. Tetsuya used Shadow Clone to confuse Golden Horn and disguised himself as a kunai to successfully seal Silver Horn's chakra. Tobirama seized the opportunity and launched the Flying Thunder God Slash again, piercing Jinkaku's chest with the knife. Younger brothers. Seeing Tobirama's blade penetrate Jinkaku's chest, Jinkaku roared, his aura surged again, and Nine Tails chakra erupted. His entire body began to transform into a half-tailed beast. Scarlet chakra covered his whole body and he turned into a humanoid-tailed beast and several tails began to wave behind him. However, Jinkaku did not completely lose his mind. Tobirama and Jinkaku stood together. He did not dare to activate the Tail Beast Jade, otherwise if the Tail Beast Jade went down, Jinkakuzu would die. The Golden Horn and the half-tailed beast state rushed towards Tobirama at an extremely fast speed. Tobirama quickly distanced himself and formed seals with his hands at the same time. Water style, the art of waterfall. He released almost all his chakra and activated the Great Waterfall Jutsu. The violent water flow appeared out of thin air and rushed towards the Golden Horn like a waterfall. and the roaring golden horn rushed directly into the water flow, and it was bound to tear Tobirama into pieces. As expected of Hokage, no one else can use this water style. Tetsuya, who stood up again, looked at the water style in front of him and couldn't help but complain. After all, there was a joke in his previous life. The person who is best at using water style in the entire ninja world is not Mizukage but Hokage. Also, the others played water style and only Tobirama played sea release. Wang Tai-sin, I'm going to ask for your help next. A yellow and white voice came from above the branches of the tree. Just tell me what needs to be done. Just when the golden horn was about to tear apart Tobirama's water style and rushed in front of him, a voice sounded. Elder brothers. Younger brothers. When Jinkaku was in a daze, he found that Tobirama standing in front of him had actually turned into Jinkaku. At this moment, Jin Jiao's movements were half a beat slower. Tetsuya yelled. Toby Hot Mom. Understood. Tobirama activated the final flying thunder god. Tetsuya, who was still far away, was instantly brought to Golden Horn's side, and Tobirama also ran out of chakra. Chakra sealing techniques. Just like the chakra that sealed Silver Horn before, Tetsuya put one hand on Golden Horn's body. At that moment, most of Golden Horn's tailed beast coat dissipated. However, the next moment, a sudden change occurred. The dissipated tailed beast coat reunited again, and his chakra sealing techniques were actually broken. Roar. Jinjia roared angrily, knowing that it was this guy who had caused the trouble just now. If it hadn't been for him, his brother would not have been stabbed through the chest. The angry golden horn thrust out a claw directly piercing Tetsuya's chest. Izuna. Tobirama, who escaped, saw that Izuna's chest was pierced, and he also screamed in surprise. Damn it, you guys are so stupid. Do you really like to touch Leazi's chest? Leazi is not a woman. And the damn dog system that was bullied by the golden horn and the silver horn, you didn't G tell me that a powerful enough chakra can break through the seal. What else can he do? He can only do it again, chakra sealing techniques. This is not counting the skills. At the same time as the chakra sealing techniques fell, Tetsuya formed another seal and activated another sealing techniques. 8-sign seal. 8-sign seal was activated and the two 4-sign seals were superimposed and fell on Jin Jiao. Unlike the chakra seal, which is aimed at chakra, 8-sign seal Tetsuya is completely directed towards the 9-tails chakra. In the future, Minato relies on the 8-sign seal to seal half of 9-tails. You only have a small part of the power of 9-tails, but you still want to run away. Sure enough, this time as the 8-sign seal fell, no matter how the golden horn roared, he could not break through the seal. Let you stab Leazi in the chest. Tetsuya kicked the golden horn away. Suddenly losing his chakra and 9-tails chakra, Golden Horn also fainted from weakness. Seeing the golden horns and silver horns falling one after another, the Cloud Shadow ninjas who followed them couldn't help but feel fear when they looked at Tetsuya. Especially seeing such a big hole in Tetsuya's chest makes people feel even more horrified. Who can still survive with a hole in his chest? Iron Man only had a piece of his chest gouged out. Retreat. That guy is a monster. Quickly retreat with Lord Golden Horn and Lord Silver Horn. I don't know who shouted first and was about to retreat with Golden Horn and Silver Horn. Run. Leave something behind. Tetsuya shouted angrily. Damn it, Leazi's chest was stabbed through by these two naughty brothers. This is not going to compensate for the medical expenses. He thinks this 6 Paths Noble Phantasm is quite good. The ninjas in Union Village did not dare to resist, so they left behind the 7-star sword, the banana fan, the red gourd, and the golden rope. Although the 6 Paths Noble Phantasm should also have an amber purification bottle, he didn't see the gold horn or silver horn used this time, so he didn't know where it was hidden. Tetsuya took out a scroll, sealed the 6 Paths Noble Phantasm into the scroll and put it away. Izuna. Tobirama, who had calmed down a little, walked towards Tetsuya. How did you survive, and what are your injuries? Tobirama looked at Tetsuya's chest and couldn't understand it for a moment. Haha, Mommy Toby, didn't you expect that there are things you can't explain even with your wisdom? Tetsuya smiled and said, Speaking of which, I don't know, ever since I came back to life my body seems to have undergone some changes. As he spoke, he shook his fist. Okay, I won't say anymore, I don't have much time and I have to recuperate immediately. I heard that you and my brother built a village together, right? Say hello to my brother for me and we will meet again. After that, Tetsuya ignored Tabarama's complicated expression, threw a bag of military food pills to him, turned around and ran away. Even if Tabarama wanted to chase him, he didn't have the strength now. After leaving the battlefield, Tetsuya took off his clothes and burned them directly with a fire style. He knew that the old boy Tabarama must have left the mark of the flying thunder god on himself, and it would be bad if he was found later. Wang Tai Sin, check for me. Is there anything wrong with me? Yes, there is a special mark on your arm. Tusk, did you just leave it to me? Tetsuya smiled, and without any hesitation he took out a kunai from his knife bag, cut off a piece of flesh on his arm and threw it into the fire. Seeing the disappearing figure of Uchiha Izuna, Senju Tabarama's expression was particularly complicated. He analyzed the current situation. Izuna was resurrected by someone unknown and gained a special physique. But it seems like he hasn't regained his full strength yet. Moreover, he seems not to know the current situation in the ninja world, let alone that Uchiha Madara is dead. Thinking of this, Tabarama's expression became serious. If he knows that Uchiha Madara was killed by his elder brother, then Konoha will. He knew very well what kind of character the Uchiha clan was like. If Izuna knew what happened to Uchiha Madara, he would definitely go berserk. No, Uchiha Izuna, I will never allow you to do anything to Konoha, if you must do it to Konoha. Tabarama clenched his fists. If I can kill you once, I can kill you a second time. Even if I can't kill you, I will seal you. He made a decision that he would never die easily now. He would protect Konoha and would never allow the village built by his elder brother to be destroyed by Uchiha Izuna. However, he would never have thought that Uchiha Izuna was not resurrected at all. The one who came to save him was an impostor, hewing Pizzy Tomb. Ha ha ha, what a bumper harvest, what a bumper harvest. Sitting on the grass, Tetsuya, who had recovered from his chest injury, was playing with these 6 paths blades. He thinks the most interesting things are the 7-star sword and the banana fan. These 2 things are simple and crude, and there are not so many twists and turns to use. It's a pity these things all belong to Izuna, I don't have the chance to use them openly. Looking at the 4 noble phantasms on the ground, Tetsuya sighed. But considering the time, the war should be over. Thinking about it, he took out the scroll and collected everything on the ground. Wang Tai Sin, it's time for me to go back. Hearing Jay's voice, Huang Bai also appeared in front of him. Are you going back? Well, it's almost over. The war should be over and so should this actual combat training. Huang Bai looked at Jaya and nodded. It's time to end. After this war you have grown a lot. Huang Bai has been with Jay since the battle began. He has witnessed Jay's growth with his own eyes. From a novice who would tremble when killing people, he has grown to the point where he can join forces with the shadow of a village to deal with the pseudo-tailed beast Jinchuriki. This kind of growth is not small. Hey, it's not bad, it's all thanks to Wang Tai Sin's teachings. Huglib. Huang Bai laughed. After all, who doesn't like to be flattered? Konoha Hokage building. The Hokage escorts who had escaped gathered here, as well as the heads of the major ninja families. Their eyes fell on Sarutobi Hiruzen. To tell a joke, the Hokage escort needed the Hokage's sacrifice to allow them to escape. Are you the Hokage's bodyguards, or is the Hokage the bodyguards of you guys? What else can you say? Second Hokage has handed over the position of Hokage to you. What a joke. The Uchiha clan, who had a great obsession with the position of Hokage, was the first to ask. You said that on the battlefield the position of second-generation Hokage was passed to you, Sarutobi Hiruzen. What evidence do you have to prove that what you said is true? Facing Uchiha's questioning, Shimura Danzo showed disgust, as did several others. As Tabarama's students, they share the same dislike for Uchiha. This is what the teacher said himself, and we are all witnesses. The leader of the Hyuga clan sneered. HMPH, who knows if you are colluding to deceive others. Although you are Lord Tabarama's students, you are also his bodyguards. The meaning behind his words is very interesting. You are guards, the target you need to protect has sacrificed to protect you. What exactly are you protecting? Many clan leaders began to question Hiruzen Sarutobi, and of course there were some who remained neutral, such as the Ino, deer, and butterfly families. While everyone was arguing, the door to Hokage's office was suddenly pushed open. When everyone saw clearly who was at the door, the entire office fell silent. "What are you all arguing about?" Tabarama looked at the heads of each family and his own students and couldn't help but scold them. Teacher *4. Tabarama-sama *n. Sarutobi Hiruzen immediately stood up from the main seat and gave up his position. Seeing Tabarama, he was both happy and regretful. "I am happy that my teacher is still alive, but I am sorry that I may not be able to take the position of Hokage for the time being. Monkey, it's been so long and you still haven't led the village to settle down. You let me down so much." Tabarama went straight to the Hokage seat and sat down. He was a little dissatisfied with Sarutobi Hiruzen's performance. Hearing this, Sarutobi Hiruzen couldn't help but lower his head, but Danzo was a little happy in his heart. This kid Hiruzen made the teacher dissatisfied, so wouldn't he still have a chance? On the battlefield, when Tabarama said he wanted to leave someone behind to break up the rear, he actually wanted to stand up. But in the end, he hesitated for a second and allowed Sarutobi Hiruzen to step forward first, which caused him to miss the Hokage position. Fortunately, teacher Tabarama is back alive now, which means that Hiruzen will not be able to sit in the Hokage position for the time being. As long as he has not sat in that position, he still has a chance. Tabarama looked at everyone and said, "I did say that I would pass the position of Hokage to Hiruzen. Do any of you have any questions?" As soon as these words came out, everyone became quiet. After all, Tabarama's reputation was there, and even the Uchiha clan became quiet. "But judging from what happened today, Hiruzen, you are not yet ready to take over my position. That's what the teacher taught you." Sarutobi Hiruzen bowed his head honestly. Tabarama glanced at him, then turned to look at the other people in the village. "Well, since everyone is here, let me just say a few words. The war has come to an end." Next. Senju Tabarama's return is undoubtedly a shocking thing, which makes Konoha, which was originally depressed, become active again. Soon, news came from Yunwang. Gold Horn and Silver Horn died and the rebellion in Yunying village ended. The Third Raikage came to power and wanted to renew peace with Konoha. Tabarama also agreed, but this time the peace talks must be led by Konoha, and it is a certainty that Yunying will suffer heavy blood. But these have nothing to do with Tetsuya. Tetsuya, who returned to Konoha, was lying on the bed. "I'm so tired I can finally take a rest." Hahu tilde. He made a hunch and suddenly thought of something. What would happen if I really resurrected Uchiha Izuna? Tetsuya suddenly wanted to know what Uchiha Madara's expression would be like when she saw Izuna alive later. "Gozi, are you here, Gozi?" But if you want to resurrect the dead and don't follow the procedures that should be followed in the ninja world, then you can only ask Guzi. However, no matter how he called, the dog ignored him. "I'll pay." "Oh my dear master, how much do you want to recharge?" "Ba ***ch. Tetsuya couldn't help but curse. He dug out the banknotes he had collected from the battlefield from his ninja bag, which amounted to about 25,000 taels. He took out 16,800 of them and collected the rest. The old rule is to charge 10 consecutive draws for the highest prize pool. "Okay, my dear master." A flattering smile appeared on Erha's face. All the good banknotes in hand were wiped out and the coupons were successfully counted. "My dear master, do you want to start the lottery immediately?" "Wait a minute, let me ask you a question first." "What's your question, my dear master? Just ask, I'll tell you everything." Tetsuya asked, "Is there any way to resurrect the dead? Don't talk to me about reincarnation and reincarnation. What I want is not a pseudo-resurrection like reincarnation in the dirty earth." "Of course." Erha is full of confidence. Ben Erha said, "I have things that are in the ninja world and I also have things that are not in the ninja world. Isn't it just resurrecting a dead person? There is a prop in the prize pool called a resurrection coin. As long as you hold the resurrection with coins, you can resurrect a dead person." Resurrection coin, is this something that the ninja world should have? "I have already said it, the ninja world." Okay, I understand, you don't need to repeat it again." Tetsuya quickly interrupted Erha. "Are you sure there are resurrection coins in the highest prize pool?" "Certainly." While speaking, Erha had a mean smile on his face. She also always feels that there is something wrong here. Okay, let's start the lottery. Jay had a thought in his mind and started 10 consecutive draws. The huge roulette wheel began to spin in front of him. Ding tilde. Congratulations on getting fire-style great fire extinguishing. Congratulations on getting water-style water dragon bullet. Congratulations on getting a lot of chakra *1. Congratulations on getting a lot of chakra *1. Congratulations on getting lightning style thunder plow hot knife. Congratulations on getting lightning style lateral bolt of pain. Congratulations on getting a lot of chakra *1. Congratulations on getting earth style earth dragon bullet. Congratulations on getting the fire style ninjutsu enhancement. Congratulations on getting a lot of chakra *1. Looking at the lottery results, Jaya scratched his head. Ah, did you get a ninjutsu gift pack this time? Looking at the 5 ninjutsu drawn out, Tetsuya was a little surprised. Unexpectedly, I only drew 2 cards of chakra this time, the others were all ninjutsu and there was a ninjutsu enhancement. This ninjutsu enhancement is easy to understand. It should be the fire-style ninjutsu that can strengthen your own in the future. Ji also opened his own panel. Name, Chiba Tetsuya. Identity, Konoha civilian. Physique, evil god immortal body, fire-style ninjutsu enhancement. Skills, chakra refining technique, chakra sealing techniques, clone technique, shadow clone technique, substitution technique, transformation technique, psychic technique, 8 sign seal, lightning style chakra mode, dispelling technique, fire style, fire dragon flame bullet. Items held. Clone technique training, ascension technique training, transformation technique training, shadow clone technique training, 8 sign seal training, lightning style chakra mode training, dispelling technique training. Fire style fire dragon flame bullet training method, fire style great fire extinguishing training method, water style water dragon bullet training method, lightning style thunder plow hot knife training method. Lightning style lateral bolt of pain training method, Earth-style Earth Dragon Bullet Training Method. Oh, this fire-style ninjutsu enhancement is actually included in the physical constitution. Tetsuya was a little surprised. He actually saw the fire-style ninjutsu enhancement in the system column. This service ends here. Apart from recharging money, please don't come to me if you have anything to do. Say goodbye. By the way, let me remind you first, think of ways to improve your status. Different statuses can unlock different subsequent prize pools. After the lottery was over, seeing that there were only 2 remaining points, Erha immediately changed his face, and after saying that, he disappeared directly in front of Tetsuya. You be ***ch. Why didn't you tell me earlier? This guy is greedy for money. Tetsuya spread his hands helplessly and closed his eyes. Improving one's status is easy to say but not easy to do. Forget it, have a good sleep first. The first ninja war finally came to an end, with second Mizukage and second Tsuchikage killed in battle. Second Reikage died in the Golden Horn and Silver Horn Rebellion. Second generation Kazekage Samana also died, but the cause of death is unknown. Of these second generation cages, only the second Hokage of Konoha is left alive. Because of Tabarama's existence, Konoha overshadowed several other major ninja villages at once. The ninja war is over and Konoha begins to recuperate. Tetsuya also reopened his shop. The war is over and there will be at least 20 years of peace. Let me become bigger and stronger in these 20 years and create greater glory. Looking at the small shop in front of him, Jay was full of confidence. Of course, his gaze was not limited to the small shop in front of him. He plans to open a chain store and open his own Chiba ramen shops throughout the ninja world, making himself the richest man in the ninja world. When you have money, you will first buy a famous place to play. Erha, that money-minded ***ch, told himself to improve his status, and in the Hokage world, the highest status should be the shadows and daimyo of each village. Compared to becoming the shadow of a village, he prefers the life of a daimyo where he doesn't have to do anything but eat, drink, and have fun. As for how to buy the location of the famous name, there is a lot of room for maneuver. Of course, there is no need to think about the status of the daimyo of the 5 major countries, but there are still many small countries in the ninja world and some of them are so poor that they pee blood. As long as you do it properly, it shouldn't be difficult to buy a famous position. The reopening of the Chiba ramen shop also attracted a lot of customers. After all, the war was not over before and everyone lived in fear. Now that the war is finally over, it's time to enjoy it. Looking at the small store that was once again full, Ji also wondered if he could expand his store or develop some new products. He thought about cup noodles. If he could improve his ramen into cup noodles, there might be a big market for him. Just do what you say. Jaya has always been an activist. As long as he has an idea, he will take action. Leaving the two shadow clones to work, he squatted in the kitchen and studied the craftsmanship of cup noodles. Hokage building, Senju Tabarame stood in front of the window of his office and looked at the entire Konoha. Uchiha Izuna, what are you doing now? The Chiba ramen shop reopened after the war. However, the business after reopening was not as good as Jaya imagined. Ah, sure enough, war will only bring pain even if you are the winner. Looking at the few customers left in the store, Tetsuya sighed. Although Konoha won World War II and under the leadership of Tabarama, they obtained a large amount of benefits from unioning at the negotiation table. However, the ninjas who died in Konoha will never come back. In this war, Konoha lost a large number of ninjas, and now the remaining ninjas in the village can only maintain the normal operation of the village. But it is estimated that Union's side is not much better. After all, in addition to the war with Konoha, Golden Horn and Silver Horn also led people to start a civil war. To be precise, in this Ninja World War, no ninja village took advantage. 4 of the second-generation shadows from the 5 villages died, and the only one who survived was saved by himself. Boss, you finally opened for business. I really miss your ramen. Come on, have some of your signature tonkatsu ramen. Hearing the sound before anyone saw it, Jirya's careless voice came from outside the store. It's Jirya, long time no see. Boss, long time no see. Long time no see, boss. Tsunade and Orochimaru walked in behind Jirya. I haven't seen you two for a long time. What would you like to order? Tetsuya asked with a smile. I want assorted ramen, bring me some flame chow mein. Okay, wait a minute, you three. Jirya and others found a place to sit down. Orochimaru's eyes were always focused on Tetsuya's direction. What's wrong, Orochimaru? What have you been looking at Boss Chiba for? Jirya watched Orochimaru keep looking at Tetsuya and couldn't help but be curious about what he was looking at. Orochimaru shook his head. It's nothing. Maybe it's because I haven't seen Boss Chiba for a long time. I always feel that Boss Chiba's temperament has changed. Hey, is there any? Why does it feel like Boss Chiba hasn't changed much? Jirya scratched his head and immediately stood up and looked in the direction of the kitchen. Idiot Jirya, why are you reacting so loudly? Seeing Jirya making so much noise, Tsunade couldn't help but roll her eyes at him. In fact, she also felt it. Although Tetsuya's smile was still the same as before, for a moment when he looked at others his eyes obviously changed. Although there are only some subtle changes, they are all ninjas and they are naturally more sensitive to such small changes. I'm curious, but I really don't see any changes. Could it be that you haven't seen the boss for a long time, so you think so? Jirya sat down a little aggrieved. Why didn't he see anything different about Boss Chiba? The feeling just now lasted only for a moment. If I was the only one who felt this way, it might be an illusion, but since Tsunade also saw it, it is unlikely to be an illusion. Orochimaru looked at Tsunade, as if seeking confirmation. And Tsunade nodded. It's not an illusion. I think Boss Chiba's eyes have become much colder when he looks at people. You're right, although Boss Chiba doesn't seem to have changed much, he always gives me a, how should I put it, a very evil feeling. Orochimaru thought for a moment and explained. The last time I felt like this was an Anbu ninja under the second generation. What are you two talking about? Boss Chiba is just a ramen shop owner. Jirya was a little confused about his two companions. What was this and what was it? His eyes were cold and evil-spirited. Could it be that the true identity of Boss Chiba is a murderous and powerful ninja? How is it possible that Boss Chiba's chakra level is not as good as him? You three, your face is ready. Tetsuya walked out of the kitchen carrying 3 bowls of ramen of different flavors on a tray. Tsunade immediately gave Orochimaru a wink. Orochimaru knew that Tsunade meant to let him test the boss of Chiba. Tetsuya put 3 bowls of ramen on the table. You three, please use it slowly. Orochimaru picked up the chopsticks and said casually, "Boss, did something happen at your home? When I came in just now, you seemed a little unhappy." "My home?" Jay was confused for a moment and then remembered just now. "Hi, there's nothing wrong with my family. It's just that the store reopened today and business is not as good as before, so I'm a little worried." "That's right," Orochimaru said with a smile. "This boss you don't have to worry about must have just opened your business today and no one knows about it yet. After all, you have your craftsmanship and reputation. As long as you stay open for 2 more days and other people in the village know about it, they will naturally come to eat at your place." "Haha, I appreciate your good words, but I'm afraid it will be a little difficult to return to the previous level." "Why do you say that?" Seeing Orochimaru ask this, Tetsuya simply sat down and said, "My shop used to do well. The most important reason is that the ninjas in the village love to come here. After all, although the price of my ramen is not high, it is not something that ordinary families can afford to consume on a regular basis. Only ninjas can afford it, strength always comes but—" As he spoke, Jay sighed and looked at the pedestrians passing by in 2s and 3s outside the door. "The war has taken away too many lives." Hearing this sentence, Orochimaru was also deeply touched. "Yes, life is really too fragile." Tsunade on the side retorted, "Although many people have sacrificed, everyone's sacrifices are meaningful. It is precisely because of everyone's sacrifice that peace has been brought to us." Hearing Tsunade's words, Tetsuya narrowed his eyes slightly and said in approval, "Tsunade is right. Although life is fragile, everyone who sacrificed used their lives to bloom a bright flower. The name of this flower is peace, therefore we must cherish this hard-won peace." "What are you talking about? Are you still not eating? If you don't eat noodles, you will become lumpy." Jiraiya shoveled the noodles into his mouth, obviously not paying attention to what they were talking about just now. After the 3 of them had eaten, they left the ramen shop. After they were far away, Tsunade asked, "Orochimaru, how do you feel? Is there anything wrong with Boss Chiba?" Orochimaru shook his head. "I don't know, there doesn't seem to be any problem. Maybe it's just that the war took away too many lives which made Boss Chiba a little depressed. After all, many ninjas were loyal customers of Boss Chiba. Thinking that he would never see those old customers who praised his craftsmanship again, there must be something wrong with Boss Chiba's state." Tsunade also nodded. "I think you are right, Boss Chiba is a peace-loving person. Maybe we're worrying too much." "Oh, what are you two thinking about?" Jiraiya picked his nose nonchalantly and said, "Next time, why don't we bring Mr. Sarutobi to eat noodles with us? Mr. Sarutobi can tell at a glance whether Boss Chiba has any problems." Hearing what Jiraiya said, Orochimaru and Tsunade were stunned for a moment. "Okay, Jiraiya, when did you become so smart? Business is not good, what should I do?" On the bed, Jay sat cross-legged and looked at the gains in the past few days. In the past, one day's income started from 2,000, but in these 3 days I only made more than 3,000 in total. The income is not even close to what I earned in a day at my peak. Hey Tilda. We have to find another way to make money, at least until the number of ninjas in Konoha increases. I'm afraid it will be difficult to increase the income. If you don't think of ways to increase your income, it will affect your card drawing. If the frequency of your card drawing slows down, then the speed of becoming stronger will slow down. The speed of getting stronger has slowed down. How is this possible? My current strength is not enough to dominate the ninja world. But when I think about it carefully, it seems that there is no other way to make money. I can't really take on the mission myself. How can this be done? I'm not a ninja. I can't accept the mission even if I want to. Hey. Forget it, just spend it slowly. Anyway, what I don't lack most is time." Thinking of him putting away the money and lying on the bed, Ji also crossed his legs. "Tusk, it still doesn't work. I can't just hang around like this. How about exploring other businesses? But besides making ramen, what else can I do?" Ji also fell into deep thought, and while thinking, he fell into sleep. Early the next morning, Tetsuya got up early and went to the store. After all, at this time in the morning, many ninjas would choose to come to his store to eat ramen for breakfast. "Who Tilda, boss, let's order some tonkatsu ramen." "Sakuya, long time no see, you're still alive." Seeing the familiar white hair, Ji was a little surprised and a little surprised. After all, the war was over and he had seen many familiar ninjas in the village except Sakuya. Subconsciously, he thought that Sakuya had fallen on the battlefield. Sakuya, who was already quite familiar with Tetsuya, smiled. Why do you really hope that I won't come back? How is that possible? I still expect you to come to my place to spend more money. A tonkatsu ramen, right? I'll be there soon. Hurry up, I really have been craving this bite from you for a long time. You don't know what kind of life I have lived before. Wait a moment, I'll hurry up. Tetsuya said hello and walked into the kitchen to start working. After a while, he walked out with a steaming bowl of tonkatsu ramen. The tonkatsu ramen you want, use it slowly. It's a little hot just out of the pot. It's okay. I wouldn't be a ninja if I were worried about getting hot. Sakui didn't care at all about the temperature of the food when it came out of the pot and started eating it in big mouthfuls. Ji also sat down and asked curiously, "What's wrong with you? What have you been through? Looking at you, it's like you're the reincarnation of a starving ghost." Hey, don't mention it. Sakui waved his hand and took several more mouthfuls before answering. I went out to perform a mission. Although the war is over, border security cannot be relaxed at all. I went to patrol the border with my people. Then you don't know that the conditions are so bad, either military food pills or all kinds of dry food stewed indiscriminately. Are the conditions so difficult? Is there no game or anything like that? Depending on your ability, it should be easy to hunt a rabbit, catch a fish, etc. Hey, don't mention it. Even if it's caught without seasoning, do you really think it would taste any better if it was baked directly? Listening to Sakuya's words, Tetsuya also smiled. You're right. Although the original barbecue has a different flavor, if you let me eat it like this often, I won't be able to stand it. Ha. After taking a big sip of hot soup, Sakui sighed. It would be really great if I could have a bite of the ramen you made while on a mission. Haha, you think so? It's impossible for you to ask me to deliver takeaways to you while you're on a mission. Haha, yes. Sakui took another mouthful of noodles. It's a pity that you are not a ninja. If you were a ninja, even if you were a genin, I would find a way to get you to join my team. Then it's better to say goodbye, I can't be a ninja. Hey, I just said it casually. With your skills, being a ninja is a waste. After eating and drinking, Shuoyi breathed a long sigh of relief. It's so refreshing, it's been a long time since I've eaten something so delicious. Tetsuya said as he cleared the table. You're back now, so you shouldn't go out for the time being. During this period of time when you're not on a mission, you can come and eat if you want. You're right, I have to come here several times to eat in the past few days, otherwise I won't be able to eat when I go on a mission. After Sakuya left, Tetsuya sat behind the counter and started thinking. Siha, that's right, can I also study instant noodles? If I make instant noodles, cup noodles or something, wouldn't it be a huge hit? Although in the original work of Hokage, Naruto often eats cup noodles, those instant foods are not available in Konoha now. So can you do it yourself? Research cup instant ramen. He felt that this would be very marketable. After all, the current ninjas did not eat well when they went out on missions. If I really made cup noodles, maybe the sales would be surprisingly good. Just do it. Jay turned around and walked into the kitchen and started thinking about how to make instant noodles. Apart from anything else, with the blessing of ninjutsu, it is really not that difficult to make instant noodles. However, the only thing that needs to be paid attention to is how to make instant noodles that are convenient while still maintaining the original taste. During the following period, Tetsuya always used his shadow clone to assist in making ramen to entertain guests, and he himself is conducting research on cup noodles in the kitchen. Boss Chiba and Lord Jirhya are here again. A familiar voice sounded. Tetsuya also stopped what he was doing. Although most of his work is usually handled by his shadow clone, he will still choose to entertain some special people in person. Welcome, Lord Sarutobi Hiruzen. Coming out of the kitchen, Jay saw someone who surprised him. Hiruzen Sarutobi, the apprentice and guard of the second Hokage, the future third Hokage, and the teacher of the three Jiryas. Although nominally he is only the guard of second Hokage, Hiruzen Sarutobi helps Tobirama with other things on weekdays, so his status in Konoha is also quite high. Sarutobi Hiruzen greeted with a kind smile. Hello, Boss Chiba, I heard from Jirhya and others that your ramen tastes quite good, so I came over and won't trouble you. Wherever, if Lord Sarutobi Hiruzen can come, the shop will be full of glory. He said this, but Jaya did have some other guesses in his heart. Why is he here? Who is he here on behalf of? Taburama? Could it be that someone saw something? I shouldn't have exposed anything, right? There is no problem with Chakra's seal and there is no reason why Shadow Clone has too much contact with others. Are you really just here to eat noodles? Tetsuya warmly welcomed Sarutobi Hiruzen into the store and sat down. I really didn't expect Sarutobi Hiruzen-sama to come to the shop. I'm really flattered. So Hiruzen-sama, what would you like to eat? The ramen here has a variety of flavors, which will definitely open your eyes. As he spoke, Tetsuya took out the menu. Under his development, the original one-page menu had turned into a booklet. Sarutobi-sensei, I strongly recommend you try their signature ramen, it's absolutely delicious. Jirya on the side recommended his favorite signature ramen to Sarutobi Hiruzen. Idiot Jirya, Sarutobi-sensei has his own ideas, so don't make trouble. Tsunade unceremoniously punched Jirya in the head. Damn it, Tsunade, can you stop hitting me at every turn? It's really too violent. No one will like you in the future, you violent washboard princess. Jirya held his head and moaned. What, Jirya, what did you just say? Hearing Jirya call herself the violent washboard princess, Tsunade's anger suddenly became even greater. Orochimaru, save me. Jirya saw that Tsunade was about to run away and hid behind Orochimaru without hesitation. Looking at the noisy three people, Sarutobi Hiruzen also laughed. Young people are energetic. Jay smiled and shook his head. Jirya, with the way you are now, no wonder it was Kato-dan who caught Tsunade first, and you are always just a little bit behind. Thinking of what will happen to Jirya in the future, Tetsuya can't help but sigh for it. It will always be just a little bit worse. Almost caught up with Tsunade. I almost saw my friend Orochimaru turn around. Almost finished writing Making Out in Heaven. Almost saw Naruto become the Hokage. Almost saw Naruto get married. Almost saw the prophecy come true and bring peace to the shinobi world. Always a little bit close, always a little bit close, almost running through Jirya's life. Jirya's life is such an imperfect life, but this is the heroic story of Jirya. Looking at the noisy Sannin, Tetsuya was stunned for a moment, and this scene also caught Sarutobi Hiruzen's attention. The look in this boss's eyes. From the corner of his eye, he noticed Tetsuya's special look when he looked at Sannin. There was emotion, recognition, and more of regret in his eyes. However, among these three disciples of mine, what is there to regret? Tsunade is a descendant of the Hokage and has the blood of the Senju clan. Orochimaru is a genius ninja who has obtained his true heritage. Jirya also had his own adventure and signed a contract with Mount Myaboku. No matter how you think about it, the three of them all have a bright future. The emotion and recognition are understandable, but they shouldn't feel regretful in any way. Boss, I want a piece of assorted ramen to blame on this idiot Jirya. After beating Jirya and finally blackmailing Jirya, Tsunade calmed down a lot. And Sarutobi Hiruzen also put down the menu. Then I'll have some tonkatsu ramen. Boss, I'm still the same, flame-fried noodles, thank you. Boss, I want the signature ramen. Okay everyone, just wait a moment. The noodles will be ready soon. Tetsuya responded. Following normal procedures, Tetsuya quickly prepared the ramen ordered by the four of their master and apprentice. Everyone, the noodles are ready, it's a little hot just out of the pan. Eat slowly. Thank you, boss. Then I'm starting. It's starting *3. The three of Jirya were already familiar with Tetsuya's ramen, so they didn't rush to use their chopsticks but looked at Sarutobi Hiruzen. Sarutobi Hiruzen picked up the chopsticks and picked up the noodles. Watching the noodle soup still glowing under the sunlight rippling in the bowl, the fragrance spreads with his movements. He couldn't help but swallow, and without hesitation he took a big bite. The chewy noodles break in your mouth, the noodle soup overflows, the aroma of the noodles and the flavor of the soup burst out at the same time. It's really good. No wonder your business is so good, Boss Chiba. This taste is definitely the best ramen I have ever tasted. Sarutobi Hiruzen, who had tasted ramen, also praised it without hesitation. Sarutobi-sama, thank you very much. Tetsuya smiled shyly, and there was more vigilance and caution under his smile. He knew that Sarutobi Hiruzen was definitely not just here to eat ramen. Last time this little Sannin came to his shop to eat ramen, his reaction was a bit strange. Could it be that after he went to the battlefield and killed someone, some of his temperament or characteristics changed and they noticed it? Boss Chiba, your Chiba family were also followers of Lord Senju Hashirama back then, right? Here we go, let's begin. Tetsuya knew that Sarutobi Hiruzen's interrogation had begun, but his expression remained calm. Yes, our Chiba family was also a subsidiary family of the Senju clan back then, and we followed Lord Senju Hashirama to Konoha. The two chatted endlessly, all about the time when the Chiba family followed first Hokage Senju Hashirama and fought for Konoha. In fact, anyone with a bit of ninja common sense can see that Sarutobi Hiruzen is interrogating Tetsuya, asking him some trivial things in the past to see if he is someone else's undercover who entered Konoha in disguise. After all, no matter how detailed your intelligence collection is, there will still be mistakes. However, Tetsuya has perfectly inherited the memory of the original person. To be precise, the original person and him are the same person. Faced with these problems, there will naturally be no flaws. After chatting for a long time, Sarutobi Hiruzen also finished eating his noodles. At the same time, he also had an answer in his mind, that is, Kainai was fine. As for the abnormality in the boss that his three disciples said before, it might be the sequelae of the war. After all, the war has just ended and the mentality of many people in the village has changed, which is inevitable. It seems that I need to talk to the teacher about how to do a good job in post-war comfort work when I get back. But speaking of it, the teacher's body, hey, I don't know how long the teacher can last. However, if the teacher can't hold on anymore, can he become a good Hokage? He shook his head. Now is not the time to think about this. The teacher is still here, and as a disciple and Hokage guard, my current task is to assist the teacher. Boss Chiba, I heard that you have also cultivated chakra. Sarutobi Hiruzen suddenly changed the topic. Tetsuya nodded. Yes, I only succeeded in cultivating chakra when I first opened the store. It's a pity that my talent is dull, and I haven't made much progress until now. That's right, it's okay, diligence can make up for weakness. Sarutobi Hiruzen smiled and said, then do you want to become a ninja? If you say you don't want to, it's definitely a lie. Tetsuya smiled awkwardly. But I know very well that even if a person like me becomes a ninja, he will only drag down his companions. It is better to guard this shop with peace of mind and be able to see the ninjas returning from their missions every day and eat a bowl of ramen with satisfaction. I am already very satisfied. Life in this world depends entirely on acting. Tetsuya's acting skills have also been gradually developed, and there is absolutely no trace of acting in his performance. Sarutobi Hiruzen left with the future Sannin. After Sarutobi Hiruzen confirmed that Tetsuya had no problem, the previous changes may have been caused by the sequelae of the war. After confirming that there was nothing wrong with Tetsuya, Sannin was still very happy. After all, they love Chiba Ramen Shop. After a hard day of practice, if you can eat a steaming bowl of delicious ramen, even the fatigue caused by a long day of hard practice can be relieved. Okay, all three of you go practice. Arriving at the road, Hiruzen Sarutobi looked at his three disciples and explained, you have performed very well. As a ninja, you must always be wary of everyone around you. Only in this way can you ensure the safety of yourself and the village. When you encounter someone you are not sure about in the future, remember, like this time, don't be impulsive and come to me first, do you understand? I understand, Sarutobi-sensei, *3. Okay, that's it. I'm going back to the Hokage building first. I haven't finished all the tasks assigned to me by Master Hokage. Sarutobi Hiruzen waved to his disciples, then turned and walked towards the Hokage building. Sannin walked towards the training ground. On the way, Tsunade suddenly spoke. Well, since we misunderstood Boss Chiba, do we need this opportunity to apologize? I apologize. Jiraiya scratched his head. I don't think it's necessary. We didn't cause any trouble to Boss Chiba. We even took Sarutobi-sensei to eat ramen. Speaking of which, we even helped the boss attract customers. Tsunade glared at Jiraiya, then looked at Orochimaru. Orochimaru, what do you think? Jiraiya also looked at Orochimaru, waiting for Orochimaru's answer. I think it's better to find an opportunity to talk to the boss. After all, what Sarutobi-sensei said today does have the meaning of interrogation. It would be okay if Boss Chiba didn't think that way. If he did think that way, I don't need to guess to know that we were the first to suspect him. By then, our relationship with Boss Chiba might not be what it is now. Orochimaru is right, so let's take the time to make it clear to Boss Chiba some other time and apologize. Seeing his two teammates saying this, Jiraiya had no choice but to obey the majority, but he didn't think much about it. He just wanted to apologize. Jiraiya can bend, and he will naturally admit it when he made a mistake. Chiba Ramen Shop. After seeing off master and apprentice Sarutobi Hiruzen, Tetsuya returned to his kitchen. It seems that little Sanin noticed some changes in his details when he came to eat noodles last time, so he became suspicious, but they were not sure, so they called Sarutobi Hiruzen. But it seemed that Sarutobi Hiruzen didn't see any problem. Jay nodded with satisfaction. Sure enough, his acting skills still need to be improved, and little Sanin actually saw the clues. Or should I say, he is worthy of being a little Sanin. His perception is cautious and sharp enough. That's all. I will leave Konoha and the country of fire anyway. I am immortal. If something goes wrong and I want to leave, no one can keep me. At that time, it would be nothing more than leaving Konoha and leaving the country of fire one step ahead of schedule. Thinking about it, she also continued to study instant noodles. After all, this thing is related to his future money-making plans. Hokage building. As soon as Sarutobi Hiruzen returned here, he went to the Hokage office. Senju Tabarama, who looked obviously pale and looked much older, was sitting at his desk. It's a monkey, what's the matter? Seeing that the person knocking on the gate of opening was Hiruzen Sarutobi, Senju Tabarama immediately asked him what he wanted. Teacher, there are some things I want to talk to you about, which are related to the work of appeasing the villagers after the war. Sarutobi Hiruzen had nothing to hide in front of Senju Tabarama. He directly told what happened at the ramen shop before and some of his thoughts on appeasing people's livelihood. After listening to what Sarutobi Hiruzen said, Senju Tabarama nodded. Monkey, your idea is very good, just do what you want. I will eventually pass the position of Hokage to you. Hearing these words, Sarutobi Hiruzen was surprised and happy in his heart. It seems that the location of the third Hokage is still mine after all, and this time is different from before. This time, Senju Tabarama was in charge of Konoha, and he passed the position of Hokage to him in front of many family heads. He wanted to see who else dared to object this time. Then he heard Senju Tabarama say with some emotion, I also know a little bit about the Chiba boss you mentioned before. The Chiba family was one of the first families to follow our Senju family back then. Senju Tabarama talked about the past. The history of the Senju family can be traced back to the Warring States period. Before his eldest brother Senju Hashirama and Uchiha Madara became famous, the Chiba family was already a vassal of their Senju family. Unlike other families who chose to follow Senju Hashirama out of fear of their power as the Senju family's most loyal vassal, the Chiba family always stood behind the Senju family during the Warring States period. But this also caused the Chiba family to be resented by many families. After all, some small families are not Senju's opponents, aren't they your Chiba's opponents? Later, the Chiba family was attacked by multiple small families. In the end, they suffered heavy losses and almost all their elite members were wiped out. However, the Chiba family never regretted it. Later, his eldest brother became the leader of the Senju clan, negotiated peace with the Uchiha clan led by Uchiha Madara, and founded Konoha together. The Chiba family also came to Konoha, but at that time there were not many people left in the Chiba family and there were not even a few ninjas left. In the past, during the Warring States period, the Chiba family, which was relatively famous, became lonely. At this point, Senju Tabarama was a little surprised that the Chiba family was left with only one single child, Chiba Tetsuya, who had extremely poor cultivation aptitude. But after hearing Hiruzen Sarutobi say that Tetsuya Chiba opened a ramen shop, Senju Tabarama thought this was good. If you are not a ninja, you don't have to do missions, go to the battlefield and live a life of licking blood. As long as Konoha continues to live a stable life and let the Chiba family pass on the inheritance, it can be said that the family that was once loyal to their Senju has not completely disappeared in the long river of history. Monkey, take care of the Chiba boys for me from now on. I understand, teacher. Cough, cough, cough. Suddenly Senju Tabarama coughed violently. Teacher, are you okay? Sarutobi looked at Senju Tabarama worriedly, and Senju Tabarama waved his hand. It's okay, I know how my body is doing. Monkey, I have decided to hand over the position of the next Hokage to you, so you must also take on the corresponding responsibilities. What I want to say next come out of my mouth and into your mouth. Before you step down as Hokage, you cannot tell the third person, do you understand? Seeing Senju Tabarama being so serious, Sarutobi Hiruzen also became nervous, but he still nodded. Don't worry, teacher, I swear I will never tell anyone. If anything happens, just tell me. Tabarama stood up and patted Sarutobi Hiruzen on the shoulder and said, Monkey, do you know why I was able to come back alive from the hands of Golden Horn and Silver Horn? Because, teacher, your strength is extraordinary. Gold Horn and Silver Horn are no match for you. Haha, do you believe this? If I were really powerful, I would have let you go first, and I would have stayed behind to break up the rest. Sarutobi Hiruzen closed his mouth and stopped talking. In fact, from the day Tabarama returned to Konoha alive, they had been guessing what happened at that time. After all, if the teacher could really win the Gold Horn and Silver Horn, then the situation at that time would not be like that. However, after all, Tabarama is their teacher and the second-generation shadow of the village. Tabarama didn't take the initiative to tell them what happened, and none of them dared to ask. So, teacher, what happened? Tabarama took a deep breath. Monkey, when I was about to be surrounded by people, I met a person. A person? Could it be reinforcements from the village? No, it's unlikely. Or maybe it's Yun Wang's people. Tabarama denied all the answers that Sarutobi Hiruzen guessed. It's an old friend of mine, Uchiha Izuna. Uchiha Izuna. Sarutobi Hiruzen's eyes widened instantly, his face full of disbelief. How is that possible, teacher? Uchiha Izuna, that Uchiha Madara's younger brother, but isn't he already dead? Yes, Izuna has been dead for a long time. He was killed by me before the village was established. Tabarama's eyes were a little dazed. However, he did appear in front of me at that time and helped me defeat Yunying, kill Jin Jiao Yin Jiao, and even several Six Paths noble phantasms in Jin Jiao Yin Jiao's hands were taken away by Izuna. How is this possible? How is this possible? How can the dead be resurrected? Tabarama was also a little confused. Yes, how can a dead person be truly resurrected, but Izuna just appeared at that time? Teacher, could someone be pretending to be Izuna? Sarutobi Hiruzen put forward his conjecture. I've also suspected before that someone might be pretending to be someone, but let me ask you, Monkey, have you seen Izuna? Facing Tabarama's question, Sarutobi shook his head. Do you know Izuna? Sarutobi still shook his head. Do you think, besides the dead Uchiha Madara, there is anyone who knows Izuna better than me? Probably not. Yeah, there should be no more. As his old rival, Tabarama and Izuna can be said to have been at odds with each other for many years. He can pat his chest and say that he, Senju Tabarama, knows Izuna better than Uchiha Izuna himself. But knowing Izuna in this way, he didn't see any problem. If I have to say it, Izuna's strength seems to have weakened. The only ninjutsu he uses is fire style, and the Sharingan only has 3 Magatama. However, these can all be attributed to the fact that Izuna has just been resurrected and her strength has not been fully restored. One more thing that proves that person is Izuna. That was when he left the Flying Thunder God's mark on Izuna's body, but after Izuna left, his perception of the Flying Thunder God's mark disappeared. Obviously, the other party knew what he was doing and had been on guard for a long time. How could ordinary people notice the mark of the Flying Thunder God left by him? Only the resurrected Izuna might be on guard against it. After all, he was killed by himself last time. Monkey, I am telling you this to tell you that if I die one day, you must watch over the Uchiha clan. Teacher, Senju Tabarama said while looking out the window. If I die one day, then the next Hokage will be you. At that time, I hope you will not push the Uchiha clan too hard. The Uchiha clan is a sword, you have to master the propriety of holding the sword. If you press too hard, the knife will most likely hurt you. Moreover, Uchiha Izuna doesn't know when he will come back. I'm afraid that by that time you will not be his opponent. Tabarama didn't dare to imagine how terrifying Izuna would be after she regained her strength. With her near-immortal body, Mangekyo Sharingan, 6 Paths blades, and her amazing sealing techniques. Even if he were to return to his peak strength now, he couldn't guarantee that he would be able to kill Izuna again. Sarutobi Hiruzen also understood what his teacher meant. He was afraid that he would push the Uchiha clan too hard and cause conflict with the village. If it's just the current Uchiha clan, that's not enough evidence. But what if the Uchiha clan had a leader named Uchiha Izuna? At that time, Konoha will face Uchiha, who frightened all the ninja clans during the Warring States period. Okay, you go down. Remember, you can't let the third person know what you say today. I understand, teacher. Sarutobi Hiruzen nodded and bowed to leave. However, what Taburama never expected was that the Uchiha Izuna he was worried about was now cooking noodles at a ramen shop. 2 more days passed, and Jay felt a little worried when he saw that his income had basically not increased much. It seems that the research and development of cup noodles needs to be accelerated. Sitting on the bed, Tetsuya put the money away and stretched, planning to practice sage art for a while before falling asleep. Hey, my dear master, I seem to hear you sighing. Have you encountered any trouble? Tetsuya's eyelids twitched. Why did you, a useless B****ch like you, show up today? Oh my god, master, how can you say that to me? I am also thinking about you. Are you confused that there is no better way to make money? What, do you have a solution? Jaya sat on the bed and held his chin with one hand, looking at the cheap virtual Erha in front of him. Of course it can be done. Master, have you forgotten how you learned to make ramen? Hearing this, Jaya's eyes lit up. Yes, the ramen skills were extracted before, so can we extract other money-making skills? Congratulations, master, you got the answer right. That's right, I just want to remind you of this, Guzi. Tetsuya clapped his hands. Yes, I spent so long researching on the co-authorship. It doesn't count. At least, master, you are quite happy in the process of exploring the unknown, aren't you? That's right, okay, stop talking nonsense and draw cards. Jay no longer hesitated and took out the savings accumulated during this period to start his own dog gambling journey. The next morning, a somewhat tired Jaya returned to his shop. Looking at his empty wallet, he just wanted to let out a roar from the sky. I'm going to F***KU, the dog system next door. My enthusiastic horse, refund your money. This dog system drained all Jay's savings these days, took out a lot of useless things, and finally gave him a guarantee for making instant cup noodles. He seriously suspected that this B****ch was here for the money left in his pocket. So, you called me here just to show me this thing? Sakuya, who had white hair and dead eyes, squatted in front of the table, staring at the white cup in front of him with Tetsuya. There is a lid on the cup. What do you know? Let me tell you, mine is definitely the greatest invention since the founding of Konoha. Just brag, the greatest invention is just this cup. You don't have to worry about showing off your tongue when you talk big. Sakui curled his lips. He didn't believe this would be the greatest invention. What, you don't believe it? The point is not the cup but what's inside the cup. I'll show it to you right now. As Tetsuya opened the lid of the cup, Sakuya stepped forward to take a look. He discovered that there was actually a piece of flour cake inside. Isn't it just a piece of flour cake? What's there to brag about? Then, under Sakuya's gaze, Tetsuya poured the hot water he had prepared in advance into the cup and then closed the lid again. Sakuya just looked at Tetsuya. He wanted to see what the hell this guy was doing. After a while, he smelled a familiar fragrance. This is it. This is the taste of the signature tonkatsu ramen. Hey, just watch it. When the time was up, Tetsuya opened the lid, stirred the cup noodles with chopsticks, and then handed the noodles in front of Sakuya. Dang, Chiba brand instant cup noodles. This is ramen. Sakuya looked at the ramen in the cup with some surprise. The noodles in the cup just now turned into ramen. Try it quickly and see how it tastes. You won't be charged for this cup. At Tetsuya's urging, Sakuya picked up the chopsticks and tasted it. The first bite felt pretty good, as if it wasn't as much as what I usually eat in the store. But after taking a few more bites, he found that something was still a little different. The portion of cup noodles is not that big. It is about the same size as a medium bowl of ramen in the store, but the taste is slightly different. But it's not that much different. The most important thing is that this thing is convenient. Soak it in boiling water and wait for a while before eating. With this cup, it is convenient to carry. Just imagine when you perform missions outside in the future, you won't have to chew dry compressed food or tasteless military ration pills. How was it? How did it feel? The taste is okay, but it's still a bit inferior to the noodles in the store. Oh, that's inevitable. Ramen has to be hot and delicious just out of the pot. Tetsuya smiled and said again, but this instant cup noodles is all about convenience. It can be eaten as soon as you brew it with hot water. It's really not possible. You can eat the noodles dry without hot water, but the taste will definitely be worse if you eat them dry. With this, you will be able to eat delicious ramen when you are doing tasks outside. Sakuya smiled. I didn't expect that. When I casually mentioned it, you actually made ramen that can be eaten outside. It's really hard for you. Oh, I didn't do it just for you, I just want to make more money. As he spoke, Tetsuya laughed. He was not lying at all. The purpose of doing this thing from the beginning was to make money. Yes, your idea can indeed make money. I think there will be many ninjas who will be happy to bring a cup of noodles when they go out on missions. Yeah, I think so. I called you here today because I want to hear your feelings and see if there is anything that needs improvement. If there are no problems, I plan to start mass production. Hearing Tetsuya's words, Sakuya also started to think seriously. I don't think there's a big problem. If I have to say it, is there only one flavor? If you only eat this one flavor, you'll probably get bored easily. There is no other way for this at the moment. I have only developed this classic flavor so far, but there will definitely be more new flavors in the future. Then I have no problems. Okay, then I will prepare for mass production. When the first batch of products is released, I will have to trouble you to help me promote it. No problems. With Sakuya's approval, Tetsuya officially started the production of cup noodles. What, are you asking him where the cup noodle production tools came from? Of course they were extracted by the dog system. This guy was using cup noodle making techniques as bait while constantly increasing his bets and finally drained his wallet. Now it's time to make money and regain blood. He used ninjutsu to dig out a factory underneath the ramen shop and placed all the machines for making cup noodles underneath. The machine produced by Dog System can directly seal its own chakra and use it as an energy source in the machine. The machine started and a steady stream of cup noodles was produced. Chiba cup noodles is officially on sale. Chiba ramen is extremely popular among the ninjas of Konoha. Coupled with Hadake Sakuya's help in promoting it, the first batch of cup noodles was sold out immediately. Not only ninjas came to buy, but also many interested Konoha villagers also came to join in the fun. After all, it was the first time to sell and Tetsuya's price was not high. Boss Chiba, Uncle Jirya is here. Do you still have your cup noodles? After a day of hard training, Jirya came running over with a roar. It's Jirya, I'm sorry you came too late, they were already sold out at noon. It's sold out. Jirya looked dejected. He originally heard that the Chiba boss had produced a ramen that could be eaten by brewing it with hot water. He came back in a hurry after finishing his training. After all, he was practicing at Mount Mayaboku and had only bugs to eat every day, which made Jirya very uncomfortable. He originally thought that he could buy more cup noodles to eat at Mount Mayaboku when he was practicing so that he wouldn't have to eat bugs. I didn't expect that I was late. Was I destined to eat those disgusting bugs? Boss, can you tell me how you make those cup noodles? Idiot Jirya, how can you just pry into other people's business secrets? Another familiar voice sounded. Tsunade walked into the store and punched Jirya in the head. Tsunade, why did you hit me? Because you're stupid. Don't say that about Jirya. After all, he has always been a loser since school. Orochimaru followed Tsunade into the shop. Orochimaru and Tsunade are here too. Are you here to buy cup noodles too? Orochimaru shook his head. No, I'm here to eat noodles. I'm here to eat noodles too. I'm going to pack a portion for my second grandfather to try. My second grandfather said before that he wanted to try your noodles, but he is too busy with work and can't get away. Ah, Mr. Second Generation wants to eat the ramen I made. That's a great honor for me. Just wait a moment, I'll make it right now. As night falls, in this ninja world with very few nighttime entertainment activities, there are no pedestrians on the streets, only ninjas on routine patrols are left. Every household also turned off the lights early to rest, and the only entertainment activity left was making little people. In the Hokage's office, second Hokage Taburama is reviewing documents. After all the affairs of the entire ninja village have to be handed over to him as the Hokage. Before he fell, he hoped to contribute more to the village. It's a pity that not everyone can understand him. How many pairs of eyes are staring at him and dividing the rights from his hands after his death? Second Grandpa. A crisp voice sounded, and Tsunade opened the door of Hokage's office and walked in carrying a food box. Oh, it's Zaya Azuna, why did you come to me instead of resting? Hee, didn't Second Grandpa say before that you also want to try Chiba's ramen? I'm here to deliver ramen to Second Grandpa. Bring me ramen. Ha. Hearing that Tsunade actually cared about him, Tabarama also laughed. Our little Tsunade has become sensible and knows how to care about the Second Grandpa. I just said casually that I wanted to try his ramen, but I didn't expect you to actually bring it to me. As a junior, isn't it right to care about your elders? Second Grandpa, come and eat while it's hot. Tsunade placed the food box on Senju Tabarama's desk. His ramen is delicious, I just went to deliver it to Grandma. Grandma also likes his ramen very much. Oh, did you also bring one to my sister-in-law? You've really grown up, Tsunade. Tsunade sat obediently next to Tabarama. It's okay. In fact, I only bought one copy at that time and the other one was given by the boss of Chiba. He heard that I wanted to give it to my second grandfather to try, so he specially gave me a discount, buy one and get one free. Let me bring one to Grandma too. Tabarama opened the food box and the aroma of ramen instantly filled Hokage's office. Tabarama nodded in approval. The junior of the Chiba family is interested. It seems that he is still thinking about our Senju clan. Chiba's family, is it Boss Chiba's family? Tsunade became interested in the Chiba family. She knew that her Senju clan was a powerful clan in the village and many human clans were once their vassals. But she really didn't have much impression of the Chiba clan. Well, he is the only one left in the Chiba family. Oh, is that so? Second Grandpa, can you tell me about the Chiba family? How come there is only one person left in them? Speaking of which, we Senju can't stand up to Chiba. Tabarama also sighed with emotion and told Tsunade about the past. After hearing the deeds of the Chiba family, Tsunade was also very surprised. All the ninjas of the Chiba family sacrificed for us Senju and for the village. Only Boss Chiba, a person without ninja talent, survived, and the waste of the past has become the only incense of the Chiba family. Yes, the people in the Kyanai family are all good, including the current Kyanai boy. Saying that, Tabarama took a bite of ramen. The taste is surprisingly good. Although it is packaged and the noodles have been soaked in the soup for a long time, they are still surprisingly strong. The noodles absorb the flavor of the soup, making the aroma even richer. The side dishes are also handled just right without taking away from the main tone of the ramen and adding a lot of color to the ramen. Yes, this kid from the Chiba family is indeed very capable. With this skill, I believe he can live a prosperous life in the village. That's it, Second Grandpa, you don't know that Boss Chiba's business is definitely unique in the village, and he has also developed instant ramen which can be eaten by soaking it in hot water, which is very convenient. Oh, is that so? When he heard about instant ramen, Tabarama thought a lot for a while. His first reaction was whether it could be used for ninja missions. If you think about it carefully, it doesn't seem to make much sense. It seems to be useful for some patrol tasks, allowing the ninja to have a hot meal when it is inconvenient to make a fire. However, for some people who don't like to cook over a fire or who don't know how to cook, this is indeed a good choice. Naruto, long live instant ramen. Tsunade told Tabarama about instant ramen and then from instant ramen to idiot Jirya and then to their training and other places. The grandfather and grandson just chatted here and there and talked a lot. On the other side, Chiba Tetsuya's home. Tetsuya was sitting on the bed, just about to meditate on the sage jutsu practice of communicating the energy of heaven and earth. Dear master, have you missed me these days? Seeing the dog system that he jumped out of, Jaya couldn't help but sneered. Haha, I miss you, of course I miss you so much, why don't you die? Last time you cheated my family and gave me a bunch of meaningless things, how dare you show up? Oh, calm down, dear master, how could I cheat you? It's just that you have some bad luck, okay? Ku, I have bad luck, but why on earth did you divide a cup noodle production equipment into 5 parts for me? Why are you just smoking ninja shards? Why don't you use this machine? Break it into 40 pieces or even 100 pieces and then give me a pool of high-skill cards for me to draw. Oh, calm down, there's nothing I can do about it. Is that a production equipment? What I prepared for you, dear master, is a production line from the production of cup noodles to the final encapsulation. Isn't it a one-stop process? It's hard for me to understand it. If it weren't for the fact that he couldn't hit this B*****************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************e I can't help it, this B***************************** is so mean, especially with that ugly face. I really want to hang him up and whip him. What do you want to do when you come out this time? Let me tell you, I have no plans to draw cards yet. The existing things are enough for me to digest for a while. Oh, look what you said. You are my host, my dearest relative, my most respected master. Can't I come out and see you? Haha, brag, keep bragging. Even if you brag and you get flowers today, I won't pay for the lottery. Tetsuya has basically seen this guy's urinary nature. As long as he has spare money, this guy will jump out and fool him into various lottery draws, then squeeze out all the money he has and finally leave with a slap on the butt. How can you miss me so much? Am I that kind of person? You're not a human being, you're a dog, and you're the most unreliable person. Ugh. Stop beating around the bush and tell me, what do you want to do? What, master, didn't you want to resurrect others before? I have prepared a special reward for you. As he spoke, an interface that was highly similar to the Hokage Ninja mobile game's Master Move interface appeared in front of him. Hey, what do you think of this? No, you've really mastered your G tricks. G was also very depressed. He felt that he had been tricked by the dog system again. The dog system sucked all the money out of him. What do you mean you have to draw 100 draws to trigger the skill function? After 100 draws, I only got 20 pieces of Izuna. If you want to resurrect Izuna, you must collect 100 pieces. System, you are a real dog. If you smoke for 100 times, you will get 20 tablets. It is a guarantee. You will pay me back my hard-earned money. Oh, master, please open up the situation a little bit. Money is an external thing. As long as you earn it, it will always be there. For the owner with the immortal body of the evil god, time is meaningless. Isn't it easy to save money? Although Jaya understands that the dog system is right, for him, time is meaningless, and the money that can be earned by spending time is also meaningless. It is nothing more than time, but he still felt very unhappy. I finally saved some money by selling ramen and cup noodles, but I was cheated by the dog system again. Alas, I feel unhappy. With an extremely unhappy mood, Tetsuya went about his business at the gate of opening as usual. The following days seemed to calm down. I repeat the same life every day, watching the customers coming and going in the ramen shop. Jirja and the three of them would come here to eat noodles occasionally, but Tsunade would come over every once in a while to bring back a piece of ramen for Taburama and Mito. This also made Tetsuya and Tsunade become more familiar. Every time he saw Tsunade, Tetsuya would sigh. He never thought that the current washboard princess would become a famous breasted girl in the ninja world in the future. It was really unexpected. Orochimaru also comes often. Every time he comes, he will ask if there are any new products. Orochimaru is always full of interest in the new products launched by Chiba Ramen Shop. The days passed day by day until this day. In the Hokage office, Taburama was processing official documents and suddenly he felt that his vision was a little blurred. What's wrong with me? Taburama put down the pen in his hand and looked out the window. The scenery outside the window became blurry. Suddenly he understood in his heart that his time had come and it was time for his soul to return to the Pure Land. To be inaccurate, he should have returned to the Pure Land long ago. If it hadn't been for that time. Is it time yet? Taburama struggled to the window. He looked outside, but it was blurry. Izuna, I still haven't been able to witness the moment you returned to the village. I hope that when you return, you won't do anything to the village. If you let me know that you are going to attack the village after my death, then I will not let you go even if I crawl out of the Pure Land. As he spoke, he felt his body getting weaker and weaker. Is it over here? But I haven't done more for the village. I can't fall like this at least. Taburama held on for his last breath and cast a secret technique. The blurry scenery in front of me became clear again. Come here, inform the monkeys and the clan leaders of the major families to come. Yes. The Hokage's own Anbu immediately springs into action. On this day, the whole village of Konoha mourned. Second generation's soul has returned to the Pure Land. This second Hokage was thinking about the village until the last moment. Before he fell, he summoned the clan leaders of the major ninja clans in the village and the top leaders of the village, and appointed the third Hokage in front of everyone, and this third Hokage was his disciple Hiruzen Sarutobi. The reason why he did this was to prevent the previous situation from happening. Prevent people in the village from having disputes over the position of Hokage, causing the village to fall apart. Hiruzen, who was designated as the third Hokage, did not rush to succeed the Hokage but held a funeral for his teacher, the previous generation Hokage of the village. As if to set off the wind on my back, it started to rain on the day of the funeral. Everyone stood in silence in front of the grave of the second generation. This Hokage worked diligently and devoted his life to Konoha and even left no descendants. Tsunade stood beside her teacher sadly. She looked at the tombstone with tears in her eyes. Today he lost another relative who loved her. A group of high-level officials did not stay long and left after coming forward to express their condolences. After all, there were still many things waiting for them to deal with in Konoha. After the senior officials and representatives of the major ninja clans left, the villagers of Konoha village spontaneously stepped forward to say goodbye. Tetsuya also mingled at the back of the crowd. After everyone left, he came to Tobirama's tombstone. Looking at the name engraved on the tombstone, Tetsuya took out a bowl of ramen from the food box and placed it on the table. In front of the tombstones filled with breeches, Tsunade told him that this was Tobirama's favorite flavor. "Oh, I thought that after saving you from the golden horn and the silver horn you would be able to change the trajectory of your destiny, but I didn't expect that you still left." Tetsuya shook his head with emotion. It seemed that Tobirama had already exhausted his potential at that time. It was considered amazing that he could persist for so long. "Oh, master, why do you have to be sad? Death is bullshit to you, master." Hearing Erha's figure, Jaya couldn't help but roll his eyes. "Which of your eyes sees me sad? Is it the two eyes in front or the eyes in the back? I'm just feeling a little emotional." "No need to lament, master, for you can definitely resurrect him. As long as the money is in place, everything is easy to talk about." When Jay heard this, his head turned black. "What do you mean? Don't tell me Izuna's mastermind is Tobirama." "Congratulations, master, you got the answer right. Of course, if you want, I can arrange something else for you later, such as Hashirama or Asura, Indra, Uchiha Madara." "Well, it seems that Uchiha Madara is not available for the time being. He is not dead yet and I cannot resurrect him. However, after he dies, I can arrange it for you, the master, immediately." "Shut up." Ji also rolled his eyes and turned to leave. But he was really thinking about resurrecting Tobirama and letting him and Izuna work for him together. Well, it would be interesting to see the two of them together. "What did you say? Will they listen to you?" "Don't be kidding, it will be who knows how long it takes until you resurrect them. By that time, not to mention how many good things he can draw just from the sage jutsu of Huangpizafin, I am afraid that I will already be among the first echelons of the ninja world and strength determines everything." Not to mention that Erha told him from the beginning that no matter how powerful the person he resurrected was in front of him, he could not hurt him. This alone was enough. In Konoha, when the third generation came to power, there were no drastic reforms and there was no rush to implement any new policies. Instead, he leads Konoha step by step, trying to minimize the negative impact caused by the death of second Hokage. All I can say is that Konoha is lucky. When the war just ended, the second Hokage was still there and the village did not undergo fluctuations due to the change of shadows like other ninja villages. And precisely because second Hokage gave the village a breath of relief after the war, this third-generation movie after Jonin is much easier than the third-generation movie of other villages. In Hokage's office, looking at the documents on the table, Sarutobi Hiruzen looked sad, rubbed his brows, took out his pipe from the drawer and lit it. After taking a few puffs, the smoke filled Hokage's office. Under the influence of nicotine, his frown relaxed a bit. "Tuck tuck tuck tilde. Please come in." The door to Hokage's office opened, and a person who surprised Sarutobi Hiruzen walked in. "Boss Chiba. Why are you free to come to my place today? Do you need any help?" "Hello, third generation." Tetsuya grinned and walked to stand opposite Sarutobi Hiruzen. "Oh, you're welcome, please sit down." The ramen shop is closed today, don't you usually have to guard the shop? Haha, no, I hired an apprentice and now he helps to look after the store, plus my avatar guides me, it doesn't matter if I am there or not. Oh, have you learned the cloning technique? Compared to recruiting an apprentice at the Chiba ramen shop, Hiruzen Sarutobi was more interested in Tetsuya learning the clone technique. Although the clone technique is only one of the most basic three-body techniques for ninjas, it is not easy for a ninja with no talent to learn. Yes, I learned it, although it took me a lot of time and a lot of money. It cost a lot of money. Yes, I am a slow learner, so I paid a few more ninjas to teach me. Isn't this because I thought that by learning to clone myself, I would be able to do more things? Haha, so that's it. Sarutobi Hiruzen smiled kindly and then asked, "So why did you come to see me today?" Jay nodded and said seriously, "It's like this, Mr. Third Generation, I feel that the development of my shop in the village has reached its limit, so I want to do business outside." Do you want to do business outside the Fire Nation or the entire ninja world? Well, currently my goal is only the Fire Country. As he said that, Jay suddenly became excited. But I believe that as long as you give me a certain amount of time, I will be able to open Chiba ramen shops all over the ninja world. Even if I can't become a ninja, I will still make the name of our Chiba family famous in the ninja world. Seeing Tetsuya's excited look, Sarutobi Hiruzen smiled and nodded. He admired Tetsuya's confident look. Yes, it's a very good dream, I believe you can achieve it, but the village also allows everyone in the village to go out to do business. You don't need to tell me about this kind of thing. Tetsuya smiled and said his purpose. Well, actually, I'm here to issue a mission. Oh, release a mission, that's it. When Sarutobi Hiruzen heard this, he nodded and took out the task list from the drawer on the side of the table. Tell me, what kind of task do you want to publish? I'll write it down for you and post it on the task board when the time comes. I want to issue an escort mission. Guard mission. Yes, I plan to go around various cities in the Land of Fire first and do some field research. Only after I have enough understanding of the cities in the Land of Fire can I make plans for the future of the ramen shop. In fact, this escort task is very redundant. At this time, Tetsuya feels that he is not worthy of any ninja in the village. Unless the shadow of a certain village takes action personally, it is really not something that ordinary people can deal with. However, the shadow of a village would come to target me, an ordinary person who owns a ramen shop when he has nothing to do. Moreover, even if he is the shadow of a village, Jaya is fully confident that he can escape. After all, the speed of lightning-style chakra mode is not something that cats and dogs can match. However, now in the eyes of others, I am a loser who has barely learned the art of cloning. If I dare to travel out of the village alone, then some people will be suspicious. If you want to make a show, be more realistic and comprehensive, issue a mission and ask a ninja to come over and protect you. Sarutobi Hiruzen fully agreed with Tetsuya's idea of asking for a guard. He is very thoughtful and is worthy of being a Chiba boss who is able to open a prosperous ramen shop. Hokage-sama is a compliment. No, I really think that Boss Chiba, you have a very good business mind. With that said, Sarutobi Hiruzen completed the written mission request. Okay, Boss Chiba, I have written your task for you. How about giving you the highest level C-level task? After all, you are only in the Land of Fire, so you shouldn't encounter ninjas from other villages. However, if you travel around the Land of Fire for a long time, you should follow the highest standards. No problem. Okay, then it's settled. I'll give you another pass to enter and exit the village. This will make it easier for you to leave and enter the village. Thank you, Third Generation. Sure enough, when he was young, Hiruzen Sarutobi was quite pleasing to the eye. Soon, Tetsuya paid the deposit and left the Hokage office with his things. Before leaving, he gave a membership card to Hiruzen Sarutobi. Although Hiruzen was not short of money, what he wanted was an identity. After all, he was the only one in Konoha at the moment. Back at his ramen shop, Tetsuya couldn't help but feel curious. I wonder who will be commissioned to accompany me around the Land of Fire tomorrow. To be honest, he was quite looking forward to it. After all, during this period of free time, he learned genjutsu from Wang Tai-sin. He also wanted to test the waters and see if his genjutsu could work on ninjas. Well, for a C-level mission, it should be guaranteed that there will be one chunin. It's best not to be a combination of 1 jonin and 3 genin. While dreaming about tomorrow's itinerary, I lay in front of the counter and looked at the passersby outside the hall. Being able to use the clone openly and honestly, Jaya also felt free. However, the business in his store was average during this period, but the sales of cup noodles exceeded that of ramen. This made him think about it: why not just open a branch and sell cup noodles directly to various cities in the Land of Fire? The next morning, Tetsuya came to the ramen shop early. "Duh, I'll go out and leave the store to you. My clone will stay in the store. If you don't understand anything, just ask him." Good teacher. Although Tetsuya looks about the same age as Tetsuya, he still calls Tetsuya his teacher honestly. When Tetsuya came to learn how to make ramen from him, Tetsuya was shocked. He thought that the young man in front of him was the future boss of Ikaraku, but it seemed that the time was not right. After some questioning, he determined that this hand was not Yael but most likely the father of the legendary Yael. When he thought about the future Otsutsuki happily calling himself master, Tetsuya immediately agreed to accept him as his disciple. After explaining the precautions for hand typing, Tetsuya went to the gate of Konoha Ninja Village. The ninja who took over the escort mission had been waiting for a long time. "Hey, Boss Chiba, I've been waiting for you for a long time." "Sakuya, I didn't expect that you would be the one to take over the mission."